Hey y'all, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're feeling good, feeling great, feeling fantastic. Happy Wednesday. Y'all, I've been working too hard, so I got up today and for like 2 hours, I thought it was Thursday. And when I spoke to my director of operations, she was like, it's Wednesday. And I was like, you are correct. It is, in fact, Wednesday all day today. Okay. All day, all the way today. Oh, look at me on my own page. Can y'all do me a favor? Can everybody comment? I just need y'all to comment is the first thing. So just say hey back, how are you? So that way we can get warmed up on the algorithm, okay? That's all you gotta do is comment. Hey Latasha. Hey Michelle. Let's see. Hey Jay Hen, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are feeling good and feeling great. So I'm really excited to continue on in our training as far as like making money expeditiously, making it rapido. Okay, that's what we're on right now. Hey American Indian. Hey No Limit Nikki. What's going on? So, y'all know I started this training on Saturday, and I told you we are going to be here all week, and we're probably going to be here next week too, if I'm being honest, because it's a lot. Hey, Kamala. Now I don't know if I'm gonna make it back on this evening because I still have like so much stuff to do. Y'all have a ton of stuff to record and edit, like a ton, ginormous. And also, we're having an in-person event, an in-person workshop in DC. Everybody say next weekend. Say next weekend. Just put next weekend in the chat for me real quick so I can tell y'all what's going on. But long story long, I have a lot of stuff I need to get done. But I do want to come back on this tonight because I want to talk about this agreement because now Republicans are coming out and saying this is literally like the worst deal in American history. A mess. Okay. Thank you for all the next weekends. Okay. So we have two workshops next weekend. Okay. Everybody put two in the chat. We have two workshops next weekend. Workshop number one is going to be virtual. That will be on Friday night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. So that's online. That means anywhere can come, anybody can come from anywhere in the world. Okay. And the second workshop is an in-person workshop in DC. So I have not been, y'all haven't been to Washington, DC in like 4 years. It's been like 4 years since I've been to DC. So I'm very excited to see you guys there. And so this is a in person. So both of the workshops are live, just one is in person and one is online. Okay. Yes, two. I'm going to be a busy girl. And I'm also speaking at Black Marriage Week. Anybody in here married or want to be married? If you're married or you want to be married, if I'm not mistaken, you should still be able to register. I think you can still register up until like Monday or Tuesday. So if you're in the DC area or you can get to the DC area, I highly encourage you guys to come. I've been a part of Black Marriage Week going on like 5 years now, and it's phenomenal. And it's actually ran by real doctors, real psychologists, real psychiatrists that work in the areas of relationships. So if you're married, you want to keep a strong marriage or you need some reinforcements, maybe you're looking for couples friends, maybe you guys are expanding or wanting to do some different things, you should show up. And this year is the first year ever that they're providing a track for the singles that want to be married. I gotta try and talk to them like maybe tomorrow, because even though they bring me in to talk about like money and stuff like that, and investments and all of that, baby, I would love to be in there with the single gals, okay, and more specifically speaking to like women that are successful that are struggling, you know what I mean, like to meet the right person, or to date the right person, because I honestly didn't really have any problems in that area. Um, But anyway, so I'm gonna chit chat and see if like maybe, you know what I'm saying, can I get on the panel? Can I be a part of the conversation with the single girls? Like, let me talk to them that and. Anyway, so long story long, lots of workshops, lots of training opportunities for next week. Okay. So are if you need help with like a system, a campaign, because that's what the training that is Friday is going to be over. It's the 100K lunch, and literally is just taking you guys through the process of how I'm able to clear at least six figures every month consistently. Y'all been doing this for like a decade. I'm not even being dramatic. And this one is going to be focused on how to do it without running ads and without live streaming. So that's the training that's Friday. And if you want to register when y'all go, when you take a look in my little bio, let's see, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, I just dropped the link in the chat. Let's see, register for workshops. I wish I could do that on TikTok, but I can't on the Clock app, but I can over here on YouTube and Facebook. So anyway, so that's there. Okay. And then in person, I will be at Black Marriage Week. And again, this year they have a track for the singles. So I'm like really, really excited about that. And then Sunday, hey Chastity, mwah, thank you. What's going on, gorgeous lady, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Y'all, look, if you ever just need to be entertained, I love Chastity. Y'all should follow her. Chastity like speaks her mind. She speaks with a lot of passion, and she just has a way with words. And she's so pretty. I love Chastity. She's like one of the first people that I ran across when I started my TikTok, and I love her. So, you know, if you ever just want to hear some real advice and you want to laugh because she's gonna present it to you in a way that's gonna make you laugh, baby, follow Chastity. Okay, I'll fool with her in real life. You said, what's the difference between the 100K and the beginner workshop, please? Oh, baby, they're totally different. So the beginner workshop, and side note, I'm glad you asked me about that. For the beginner workshop, we're rescheduling that to July the 12th. And so any of you guys are already registered for the workshop. My team probably has already reached out to you. If they have not, they will very soon. So you guys are going to get the option. If you're down for the reschedule, we're going to reschedule you. And then what you paid to register for the workshop, we're going to turn it into a credit. So essentially you get to come to the workshop for free. And then you can use your credit to purchase any other like products, programs, courses, classes, all of that. Because we're rescheduling it. And I had some stuff come up, so I have to reschedule. I normally don't. This is only the second time in 6 years I've ever had to reschedule a workshop, but you know, stuff happens in life. So anyway, and then if you're not down with the reschedule, we'll just send you a refund. So yeah. But to answer your question, the startup workshop is literally called Startup 101. Who Notes and Music. Thank you, y'all. Notes and Music just came in here and shared the live out to like 20 different people. Thank you. If you're in here, by the way, if you could share, if you know someone that needs help making money, please share. But the startup workshop is literally what it says. It's startup. It's just going through like what you actually need to start up. How are you going to pick your niche and your parameters? How are you going to decide what type of content creator you're going to be or what type of content you're going to produce out there in the ether? And then we're going to cover kind of like some basic rules and go through how the algorithm works for TikTok, how the algorithm works on Facebook, and how the algorithm works on YouTube, because all of them are very, very differently. So the startup is because I get a lot of people, they're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. It's literally just starting up. Like, here's what you need. Here's how this process works. Here's your avenues or areas that you can choose to make money in. And then this is how you're going to work with the algorithm. Now, the 100K lunch strategy, it's a strategy. It's an actual campaign. So it's going to be focused on external campaign, internal campaign, the type of content you should be posting, some sales psychology. We're going to take you through mapping like your actual scripts that work, like literally like how you actually set up and how you make sales and how to choose the right type of content that your audience will actually care about. So so the 100K lunch is not going to include any startup information. The 100K is literally like, this is your plan and this is how you make money. And more specifically, how you make money online without having to run an ad and without having to live stream every day, because a lot of people have anxiety about live streaming. So they're two different trainings. So if you need help with like making sales, I would say come to the 100K lunch strategy. If you're new in the game, or like, let's say maybe you're not new, you just have been trying to make sales and you haven't made any, I would tell you to come to both. Like, you probably need the startup and you need the 100K. But basically the startup is literally a workshop designed for beginners. The 100K is not for beginners. The 100K is, let's get to this money, like step by step. So I'm not covering any baseline or foundational information in the 100K training. So thanks for asking that. But yeah, two very, very different trainings. So depending on what you're looking for, okay? But if you're trying to like get started and like you don't know anything, you come to the startup one-on-one. That's what it's for. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you. Thank you. Is that Hershey125? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Everybody give me the hey God hays, because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, hospitality. Been able to use them to make a crap load of money for myself. But y'all know I'm very proud of the fact that I have been able to help thousands of people make money with their social media accounts. And I have a little over 900 clients that have hit six figures. I have 192 as of yesterday that have made $1 million in less than 12 months. Go me. Okay, and go them. I love that. I love that for us. Let's see. What else? What else? I love helping people get paid to do things that they like to do or that they're called to do. Queen Niche, thank you for sharing the live. I need everybody in here to share with someone that needs help making money online. I'm a TEDx speaker. I have 2 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. How about that? Got them both before the age of 40. I'm a girl who, I have a bachelor in finance, I have a master's, I have a doctorate, all that good stuff. More importantly to y'all though, I've been running businesses for like 2 decades. I've built 5 multi-million-dollar companies. And, you know, when it comes to business, ain't nobody better, okay? Especially when we get into this social media strategy. Okay, putting it down and putting you on like in real life. That's what we're going through. So, yeah. So thank you everybody that's sharing and everybody giving me the heart me's right now. So that's what I do. So, and when you guys just popped in, I was just talking about this weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend, next weekend. Okay. We have the 100K lunch strategy webinar. Then I will be speaking at Black Marriage Week. That is Friday and a Saturday event. And they do have a track for single people that want to be married. This is the first year they're ever doing something for the singles at Black Marriage Week. And then Sunday, we will be doing an in-person workshop. So if you live in DC or you're near DC, pull up to the in-person workshop. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that the in-person workshop is very, very, very exclusive. Okay. So only have room for 14 people total. Your lunch will be provided. It is in a bougie atmosphere. You guys will be getting swag bags, but more importantly, you're going to be getting your marketing model and your marketing plan for the next 6 to 10 months. Yeah. That's how we get down. So if you don't know what to do, or you need help with marketing, you need help with your sales, pretty much for like the end of this year and getting into the top of the year, you should come to the workshop in DC. And it's only in person. I will not be doing any virtual streaming or anything like that. Okay. Everybody give me the ready. Let me see it roll through my comment sections. Let's see. And where I want to start today from when we stopped off, let's see. I was talking to you guys about how you build up your followers and we covered how you build up your followers fast on TikTok. We covered how you build up the followers fast on Facebook and how you build up your followers fast on Instagram. So today I want to focus on conversion. So I'm going to do a quick recap, like really, really fast, like 5 minutes or less, on how we build up the followers on all of those particular platforms. And then for there, we'll go into conversion, if that makes sense. Okay. if that makes sense. And I need everybody in here to say hello. Okay. Say howdy. If you have not, I need to adjust this. Y'all, I might have to, that's a little bit better. Let's see if I do my shoulder like this. On YouTube, y'all's comments are all over in a bar on the side and on Facebook, but on TikTok, they like scroll on top of me. And so literally because my chair is light colored, if I'm not leaning into the screen, I have a hard time looking at the comments. I have a hard time seeing what they're saying. Anyway, sorry, squirreling a little bit. Okay. So, hello, thank you. Thank you for all the highs. That's right. Hello, hello, hello. And everybody that's in here, if you know someone that needs this information, now's the time to share with one of your biz besties. So, let's talk about followers and more specifically, followers that will purchase from you. So, last night we were inside of class with my one-to-one students, and we were talking about this young lady named Jessie. She has a Yap challenge that she launched, and she made $1.2 million on the Yap challenge. Okay. And basically, like, she has a program where she's teaching people how to get in front of the camera and yap. Okay. So when I tell y'all that you can make money doing anything, you can make money doing anything. But here's the thing, there are a lot of yappers. You see more yappers on TikTok and Facebook, if I'm being honest, than any other platform. And yappers are able to amass like hundreds of thousands of followers really, really quickly. Unfortunately, a lot of yappers are not making money. So you will see a lot of yappers, and y'all have seen this time after time. People pop online and they're like, yeah, I have 100,000 followers. I have 200,000 followers. I have 500,000 followers, but I'm not making any money. Can anybody tell me why they're not making any money? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess why they're not making money? Hey, Lady T3, what's going on, doll? Good to see you. Anybody want to guess why they're not making money? I can tell you it's a very, very simple reason. Okay. And I remember one of the things I talked to you guys about when it comes to sales, you have to get it out of your brain that lots of followers equates to money, because it doesn't. You say because the page is not set up correctly. Kinda, I would say you're warm. It's not necessarily how the page is set up. It's the psychology and the way that your community is set up, right? So this is the thing. When you have yappers and you're not yapping about a specific niche or a specific topic, it's very difficult to get someone interested in purchasing a physical product, a digital product, or a service from you. It's really challenging for a company to come in and see where they can fit and how they can sponsor you, give you money, pay for ad space, work with you on collaboration deals, or anything like that. So, like, I'm going to say this. When you are doing your talking head videos, and if that's the pathway that you want to take, like you want to be a face to camera type creator and you want people to feel like very personable with you, if that's the path that you decide that you're going to take, is really important that whenever you are yapping, that you're doing something related to whatever it is you offer. Does that make sense? So literally, if you want to be a yapper, you can yap about whatever you want to, but maybe you also want to be into the home organization space, because you've decided that there are products that you want to market to people as far as home organization. So when you're yapping, you may need to be yapping while you're putting together a shelf, or while you're doing a grocery haul, or while you're cleaning out the refrigerator, or while you're putting up the dishes or loading the dishwasher. Does that make sense? If you're going to be a cook and you're going to yap and you you see what I'm saying? Because eventually, what a lot of people do is they do yapping. It's a fast way to build up your platform, specifically on TikTok and Facebook. Instagram, not necessarily, but on Facebook and Instagram, yes, you can build your platform very, very fast from yapping. Threads as well, if I'm being honest. Okay. So that means when you're yapping, you may need to yap while you're prepping food. You may need to yap while you're stirring in a pot. You may need to yap while you're cracking eggs or whisking something. So I'm telling y'all this right now because a lot of y'all have like products, you have services. Some of y'all have hybrid products. Some of you guys you're just trying to monetize like your personality, which is fine, but the yapping will get you eyes, but it's not going to get you money. Okay. So whenever I work with a client and I'm trying to get their account to grow quickly, yes, I want them to yap, but we always have to do cross content with the yapation. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So if you want to be a beauty creator and you're yapping, it's going to benefit you to set up your camera, set up your light, and you can have a conversation or talk about a topic while you're like putting on your makeup, right? While you're doing your eyeshadow, putting on the blush, while you're moisturizing. Like you have to make sure that that subconsciously you're communicating to someone, I do more than just yap. If you don't, and you don't have like a team or you don't have a deck set up where you can go pitch yourself, you're not going to get these opportunities, because something that y'all are not looking at is you're seeing yappers. They're like, oh, they're at this event, or oh, they're doing a crossover or collaboration with this other creator. Well, normally those people are in populated areas with a bunch of those other people. So, like, if you're in Atlanta, you're in New York, you're in LA, you're in Miami, or you're in Tampa, you're like in a city where there's a lot of activations, then yes, you're going to be able to leverage that. But if you're like me and you live in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it's not like a whole bunch of other people around, me yapping is not going to make me money if I don't have something else to offer. Does this make sense? So I just need y'all to understand that, because there's lots of people who amass a lot of followers and they're not making any money. And then I have a lot of clients who have under 1,000 followers and they're making $5,000 to $10,000 every single month consistently. Okay, so hey, what's going on, cuz? He said you from Little Rock, hey boo. But does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So just keep that in mind. So when we're gonna build followers, we're not really looking for followers. We're looking for community members. Everybody say community, because there's a big difference between people that just follow you because they want to be entertained and people that are in your community. They're two totally separate, different types of people and groups of people. Community members, they're going to share your content. They're going to support what you have going on. They're going to engage with you. They will actually, hey, Charlotte, they'll send you heart me's. Thank you, Charlotte Allen, right? They will purchase your products, your services. If you're an affiliate of something, they're going to actually look it out because you've built up some type of rapport with them as far as like the know, like, and trust factor. Okay. That you're going to have some type of leverage. But when you just have followers, it's literally that, right? And y'all will see people that have gaggles of followers and then they're putting up a post and it's only getting 20 views. Okay, that's not the move to make. That's not where we want to be. All right. So in order to build a community, one, you're going to have to decide. Thank you, Lady T3. You need to decide what you want to put out into the world. This is very, very important. Okay. Before you start, I know people say just post the content. No, baby, do not just post the content. We need to post content that makes sense for our community. This is how we're going to build in people that will be interested in purchasing things from us or interested in purchasing things that we suggest. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So like if I was just posting the content, I could have talked about the G7 today. I could have turned around and posted me vacuuming my floor, but that wouldn't make any sense because I don't do like cleaning content, right? And I'm not doing like a spend the day with me where I'm showing you what I'm doing throughout the day. I would have posted cooking. I would have posted, the mango today. I would have posted a bunch of my random thoughts. It's a lot of things that I could have just posted for the sake of just posting the content, right? That doesn't make sense. So literally, if we're going to just post the content, we have to just post content that's a good fit for our community. So if you've decided, like, let's say you decide that you want to be into lifestyle. Okay. Well, then when we're just posting the content, it has to be content that fits for your lifestyle community. If you are, you want to reach moms, okay? Let's say you really, really want to reach moms, and more specifically, you want to reach moms that maybe feel like overwhelmed or moms that need help with time management. Well, we're going to post content. Okay. If we're just posting, we're going to post stuff that makes sense for those moms. So that's what we'll post, like the internal dialogue or the internal monologue that a mom may be having throughout the day, or how moms feel, trying to juggle multiple things, right? Or how moms are feeling like they don't have enough hours in a day, they don't have enough arms, they don't have enough help, because I'm trying to reach that group of people. Okay. The second, well, no, this is the third thing. The third thing is, when people talk about being consistent, you need to be consistent in the area of interest or area of content that you're speaking to. You need to be consistent with the look or the aesthetic of your content, and you need to be consistent with your tone. Somebody asked me why. Somebody asked me why right now, because this is what's getting a lot of y'all screwed over, and why you're not making money, and why all of the other things that I'm going to share with you today to help you make money, why they're going to fail. Okay. Why thank you. I thought that you would never ask. So the reason you're struggling is because when you're inconsistent, the algorithm, this is all of them. This is the algorithm on YouTube, the algorithm on Facebook, the algorithm on TikTok, the algorithm on Instagram, the algorithm on Pinterest. When you are inconsistent, they don't know how to categorize you. The algorithm has to learn how to categorize you so it can show the content to people that they think will like it or will be interested in that content. So literally, if you go to your Facebook, you go to your TikTok account, you get on your YouTube account, and when you search your username or your handle name, and and this works really, really well on Facebook, there's not a little blurb that pops up about you, that means the algorithm has not categorized you properly. If the algorithm cannot categorize you properly, you're going to struggle with getting in front of the right people, and in turn, you're going to struggle with making money online, because you wouldn't even be able to leverage, you wouldn't be able to go to a company and say, well, I can reach, you wouldn't be able to go to a company and say, I get 2 million impressions per week, and I can reach at least 60,000 accounts every single week. And more specifically, I can reach 60,000 moms who could use your vitamins, or moms who could use your sleepy time tea. Does that make sense? So literally, because y'all are kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. And I get it, because you have so many creators that just getting online and saying, y'all just post the content. I just posted the content and my life changed. Yeah, but they didn't tell you that they posted the content that fit for their area of interest. Okay. And you need the algorithm to be able to say, this is this type of person. So I always like to use the example of Country Wayne. Do y'all know who Country Wayne is? Do y'all know who he is? He's starting to do verticals over on TikTok and stuff. And Country Wayne is humongous. Okay. His numbers, his reach, his impressions, his views are in effing insane. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying this in an honest way. As huge as Country Wayne is, the amount of impressions, the amount of followers he gets, I never see his content. I never see it, because I'm not the target audience for his content. The algorithm has never pushed a Country Wayne video to me, ever. The first time I learned about Country Wayne, it was some years ago, but he was doing an interview. I can't remember who he was doing an interview with. It was like a podcast, and I had to go and look him up. And I was like, this is really dope what he's doing. But I'm not the type of person to keep up with the storylines and to keep up with the content, because I'm not a person that watches soap operas. I don't even watch TV. I try and be fun. I don't even watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Not like I don't watch it because I'm better than other people. No, I just be busy doing other shit. So I don't I don't watch it, right? So literally, okay, I am aware of Country Wayne. I know who Country Wayne is. I have mad respect for his talent and the way that he has built a media company out in the open in front of everybody, and his strategies, right? However, that's why I need y'all to get in your head, right? People that enjoy his content, they be like, everybody knows him. Everybody sees his content. I promise it never shows up on my timeline. And a lot of times when other people post about him, there are hundreds of other people or thousands of other people in the comment section saying the same thing. His content never shows up on my timeline. Okay. So I need y'all to understand this. It's very important for the algorithm to be able to categorize you, because if the algorithm can categorize you properly, they will now start pushing your content to the right type of people. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So like it's not enough to just be consistent, right? Because I like have the same font or I have a type of aesthetic. You have to be consistent with that area of interest. So you need to be putting out that type of content every single day. Okay, because that's going to start the process of you being able to get to that type of person. So if you know that you want to get into affiliate marketing, and let's say we're going to use the strategy of being a yapper to help, let's say you want to get into TikTok shop as affiliate and you're trying to get to your 5,000 followers. Okay, we're going to use yapping as one of the strategies to grow your page. But let's say you tell me that you want to do kitchen gadgets. Okay, let's you tell me, you say I love kitchen gadgets and I love to cook and I love to use them. So I think I want to get I want to be in the vertical and I want to do kitchen. Okay, I want to do kitchen, home, cooking, all of that. Well, I'm going to, if you're my client and you come to me, I'm going to plot out content for you that, like, on the value in the niche side about gadgets, trial and errors, comparisons, showing multiple ways to use this particular product. We're going to be dramatic or exaggerate a common problem or issue that someone is having with this product. And then literally in that, I'm going to combine the yapping and I'm going to say, hey, we need to talk about this particular person or this particular thing that's trending online because your ideal audience, your ideal customer is into that. And I want you to do it while you're using the kitchen gadget. Okay. So literally, oh, y'all, we got somebody here that wants attention. Everybody, please report Eva. Is it Chalila? So please report them, baby. Defamation and libel are against the law, right? You know that, right? Everybody, please. It's not a fact though. You came in here on a bunch of lies. And I take that seriously because I, in fact, am not a schemer or a scammer. Now, it's very interesting that people like you will label people like me as scammers, people that are honest people, because we're not doing what you want us to do. But y'all are literally all in the comments and celebrating people online that are teaching you to commit bank fraud. They, in fact, are the scammers. Baby, not they just gave me a violation for harassment and bullying, and I didn't even insult you. Did you report me? So you're a liar and you're in here reporting me? That's crazy. That's insane. Y'all, then she just gave me another violation. Look at that. Let's see. It might be about, no, it's not a bot. That's a weirdo. Yeah, they got me one earlier, right? And I didn't do anything either. It's crazy. No, it's not a bot. It's these weird people, but like maybe nothing that they're trying to do or attempting to do is going to prevail, like at the end of the day. So anyway, you said apples and oranges you were making. Right. Let's continue on with the lesson. So back to what it is. So literally, if you're trying to use that to grow, that's how you're going to grow. The second way you're going to grow is you're going to put out an insane amount of value-based content. Okay. Value-based content is literally the best way I can tell you guys to do this is whatever you're trying to sell, whatever your area of interest is, whatever you want to do as far as like affiliates, you're going to look up that product, look up that topic, and you're going to find videos that have lots and lots of engagement and crazy amounts of views. And you're going to get a notepad. I'm not BSing. This is this simple. You're going to get a notepad and you're going to write down the questions that you see in the comments. Or sometimes it's not a question. Sometimes you'll see a statement in the comments, and that statement will have like a lot of commotion underneath it, right? Like somebody will make a statement and it will start a whole lot of back and forth conversation, or they'll make a statement and the statement will have thousands of likes or tens of thousands of likes from for that comment. Okay. Whenever you see that, you need to get your magic notepad and you need to get your magic ink pen and you need to write that down. Side note, can y'all work the comments and can y'all make sure y'all share? And if y'all can send me some little 1-cent gifts, that would be great to help me with this whole violation situation that I got going on my screen. And y'all please all report that person. Um, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You said wow, haters, right? They're like, oh, there are tons of TikToks about me. Baby, let me tell y'all this. Okay, thank you. So the old me would have already taken old girl to court and sued her to oblivion. Okay. I really have changed. Okay. God has changed me. I'm a lot softer than I used to be. But like the old me did not play. But I'm gonna tell you this: if they keep on, especially these larger accounts that are circulating this, because this is part of the problem. There's a guy, he's a bum, he's a loser, he has all kinds of financial problems, he's not making any money online, he has like a couple 100,000 followers on TikTok, and he's the person that keeps going with this, him and like 3 or 4 other creators. Baby, I ain't got no problem getting the people involved, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that. And they keep going, that may be what it is, just because I need to teach you MF as a lesson. But anyway, I digress. Okay. And they'll always send some little weird troll in here on that type of stuff, or you'll see them underneath my comments with all kinds of weirdo stuff. And now they're getting mad at this point because I'm ignoring them. Like I'd already put the information out there, I'd already put the videos out there. So we good to go. And you say if I got to pull a Cardi B to do it, facts. That's come out with her. This is the thing: when people lie on you, they act like it's no big deal, but it really does cause a lot of commotion. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte Allen said, "I've purchased 5011 from you, and never have I had any issues." Ain't nobody had no issues, and we got thousands of customers and thousands of clients. It's literally just one person throwing a fit, and that's why I said whatever she's trying to do is not going to prevail. It's not, period. So, and shout out to all of y'all that be in the comments going back and forth with the haters, okay, correcting them. Thank you for everyone that's saying that you've purchased from me and never had any problems. I appreciate that very much, because we don't have no problems. And if we have something that's our issue, we'll fix it. If we drop the ball on our side, we ain't got no issue with that. But I don't tolerate people lying on me, okay? Now, back to the content. Value content. Everybody say value, 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 value. Value content. Value content. Value, 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 value. Value content. Value content. Okay? So you're gonna get your little notebook. Here's my notebook. And y'all, I still do this to this day. And on Instagram sometimes and Facebook, I will ask people, I'll be like, what are y'all struggling with, when it comes to this? So I may say, what are you struggling with when it comes to monetization? What are you struggling with when it comes to your sales? What are you struggling with, when it comes to follower growth or whatever it is? And literally I go through and I write down the questions. I write down the statements. I write down how people are answering the question that I just asked them. So once you, okay, yeah, they are, Charlotte. So once you said never had an issue with anything purchased from you, and when I thought I did, it was handled. Thank you. Okay, let these whores know. Okay, let them know. Okay, baby, that was definitely user error. Okay, and they just need to let it go. But I know people don't like, people think that woman is significantly older than me because I moisturize. Okay, blink, blink, blink. Number 2, people are mad because I called her trash and a liar, but she was, and it was trash, and you shouldn't have been lying on me. And number 3, people don't like my tone, and they don't like the fact that I'm saying no, and I don't want her as a customer or people like them as a customer. And so that's really what the issue is. Because people are like, oh, you're giving mean girl energy. If mean girls means a woman that stands up for herself, then baby, give me the label all day, okay? As I should get a shirt that says mean girl. Don't care. You think I care what a hater got to say about me? You think I care what a brokey got to say about me? Not at all. Okay, continuing on. Now, the value content. So that's how you're going to get your value content. Do not try and don't try and use your thoughts and make your thoughts the audience thoughts. And I'm telling you this because a lot of times when people get started trying to make money online, they're working out of their own understanding and their own thought process. Y'all have to understand there are literally billions of people that are using social media every single day. Okay. And when we're talking to a customer, when we're talking to a client, when we're trying to get a conversion, you have to use their language. Also, whatever it is that you normally like, whatever area of interest you want to go into, whether it's around like one of your hobbies, a gift, a skill, a talent, something you've been trained in, whatever it is, especially people that are like actually selling like physical products and services, a lot of y'all are experts in whatever it is you do. And so you are viewing things based on the extreme knowledge base that you have about that subject. Okay. So, for example, I have a client that is a cosmetic chemist. Okay. And she's really, really good at what she does, and her products are amazing. Okay. And one of the things she struggles with is communicating with the audience. And we've been working on it. And so she's fixing it. And now she's having regular sales. She's pulled in like a $10,000 a month, all of that. But initially, when she was speaking to people, she was speaking to them in like chemistry language. And I'm like, girl, that is not what the average person is saying. Okay. The average person is like, my skin is dry. The average person is like, I'm tired of having eczema flare-ups, right? The average person is saying, gosh, I look tired. I look haggard. I want to look refreshed, right? Like, you have to speak in the language that your audience is speaking in. And being that we're all different humans, we all have different experiences, right? We all have different kind of ways, like learning skills and ways that we interpret information. Is going to be really challenging for you to try and think of all the different things. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ria Shawana. Thank you from my heart. But it's going to be really, really challenging for you to try and think about all the problems, challenges, desires, goals of the ideal person that you want in your community. So your cheat code is literally to go look it up. Go look it up on TikTok. Go look it up on Reddit. Go look it up on Facebook. Go look it up on YouTube. Okay. Don't pay attention to that person's like content. We don't care about that. You immediately go to the comment section and you're looking for questions and you're looking for comments that have a lot of commotion around them, and you're going to write that down. So now when it's time for you to put up your piece of value content every single day, guess what? It's going to keep hitting, and it's going to hit the right people because you are literally using their words, right? And you also went and you chose, sorry y'all, and you went and you're choosing topics that matter to the audience. So when we're doing value content, that's the easiest way to get your value content up. Value content is what's going to get you your leads, okay? Your niche content is what gets you your sales, okay? Value content, normally there are like tens of thousands of people or even hundreds of thousands of people that feel like it's relevant, okay? Your niche content is going to be for a super specific group of people. So if let's say I was on here and I was doing a stream right now, and I was on a live stream talking about how to fix your low return on ad spend. Well, if you're and more specific, how to fix your low return on ad spend when using Meta ads. If you're not using Meta ads, you do not give a flying fart. If I build a piece of content about that, unless you are running ads and you've run ads on Meta, that's content, or you're thinking about running an ad on Meta, that's a piece of content that most people are going to keep scrolling past, okay? But if you fall into that category of you've run some ads on Meta and they weren't successful, or you're thinking about running ads on Meta, that's going to be a handful of y'all that are going to see that. You're going to say, oh my God, this is really helpful. This is really interesting to me. Right. And then you may send me a DM, or you may buy my webinar or my course around that. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So literally, your value content generates leads for you, because typically value content establishes you as a resource. Okay. And the way to get the algorithm to put you in front of the right people, again, you go research the topic, go research the area of interest. You're looking, if you're trying to do affiliate marketing, you go research the product, and we're looking for like videos. They don't necessarily have to be viral, but we do want things that have a lot of traffic and a lot of engagement, because you're combing through the comment section so you can get the questions and you can get the proper statements. Okay. So then when you're writing your hooks, or you're going through how to construct that piece of content, that's how you're going to be in a place where you're always making a sale. Okay. So essentially you're helping them solve a problem. Yeah, you're helping people solve a problem, or you're helping people, I would say maybe like accomplish a desire or a goal, because sometimes it's not always a problem. If I'm selling you mascara and you want your lashes to look longer, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a problem, but I would put that in the category as like a goal that you want to accomplish, right? So I would say solving problems or accomplishing goals, and then sometimes just hey boo. Hey classic man, how you doing, brother? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. How are you and the wifey? But that's the easiest way. Now listen, this rule does not apply to Instagram. This rule applies to TikTok, okay? And it applies to Facebook, what I'm about to tell y'all, right? If we're turning out value content, if you can put up like 3 to 4 pieces of that per day and at least one piece of awareness content, you're going to see your account start to grow expeditiously. And you're also going to get in a position where people are going to start DMing you, or they're going to get in the comments and they're going to ask how can they purchase things from you. You don't have to beg, you don't have to slide into people's DMs, you don't have to do any of that. Okay? So literally, like you need to be posting like on a regular basis. All right. And also, whenever people drop comments, if you can do video replies to their comments, normally you can count that as one of your posts. So for instance, when I get off of here, I got to do another news update for y'all, but then I'm going to do a post about conversion, and I'm going to show people my unusually high conversion. Like my conversion rates are like 17%, 19%, 12%, like they're astronomical, crazy numbers. And people are always like, how are you getting such high sales conversion? But the reason my sales conversion is so high is because I use a very specific strategy, and I really don't try and sell to strangers. Okay. Literally, if I have not gotten you familiar with me, I haven't warmed you up. Normally I'm teaching in a series or something that makes sense for that offer. That's why my sales conversions are so high. And that's part of how I'm clearing like 6 figures every single month with my social media. And that's not including the money that I get paid from the creator fund. That's not including my money that I'm getting, for affiliate marketing or anything like that. That's just like straight up, on like these individual platforms. So literally, if you're putting out that value content and someone asks you a question, so if I'm talking about conversion and someone asks me like, okay, well, I didn't understand, the process of finding a targeted audience member that's going to be cold. Can you explain that more? I'm going to reply to that video and I'm going to say, absolutely, I can explain that more. And then I may put up a graph or a chart, or I may do some drawings or something, but I'm going to break it down to this person about people on social media and how you're connecting with them, and how do we pre-qualify someone that's going to be the target audience and someone that's going to be a good fit for the community, right? How are we putting together this archetype or this avatar? And then someone may ask me another question after that, and I'm going to answer it. So now I am presenting myself as a resource. And so people that need help with their sales conversion, they're going to be like, well, let me go over there and let me ask Ashley Ann about XYZ Elemental P. And that's how you want your community to be. You want them to want to hear your opinion. You want them to want to hear your thoughts. You want them to come to you and ask you questions about whatever your area of interest is. That's how you want that to work. If they're not asking you, or they're not waiting for your commentary, or they're not sending you different things, you probably have not did a good job building out a community that's going to be profitable for you. I'm just keeping it a buck. Okay. So this is very different than people getting online and wanting to argue with you. Okay. It's not the same. So this is how a lot of people get caught up with, I have followers, but they're not able to monetize the platform. And this is really, really important, especially if your account isn't large enough yet to where you can get like brand deals and stuff like that. Okay. So that makes sense to y'all. So something else I wanted to give y'all, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A today before I got to get out of here too. I wanted to talk to you guys about I wanted to give y'all some hooks that you can start using like right now, like today. I'm talking about as soon as we end the stream today, you can turn on your phone and make a piece of content using these hooks. And I pulled 10. Shout out to everybody that's going to be coming to DC. Okay, I got a ton of these for y'all that are coming to DC because I don't want any. Because a lot of times people will say, "Well, I don't know what to say." Okay, and side note, we're going to talk about this tomorrow. I was talking about this with my one-to-one clients last night because we do like a little hyper session that they come to on Tuesdays, and y'all please understand this. Whatever it is that you're going to be doing, you need to get comfortable with repetition. You need to get comfortable with that, okay? And what I mean by this is when I talk to y'all, like let's say you book me for a one-to-one call or something like that, and I'm going through your page, I'm going, through your social, I'm going through your website and stuff, and I may come back and I may suggest a posting cycle, and literally somebody will say, "Well, I already talked about that." I'm like, "Yeah, but you talked about it 2 months ago. And you only talked about it in one way." I went and I looked online and I found 26 different questions about this particular topic. That's 26, right? And if it's 26 different questions, that means that there's at least 90 different angles that you can approach this one particular topic from. Okay. I cannot explain to y'all how many times I've talked about how to convert a follower to a buyer, how many times I've talked about targeting, how many times I've talked about sales conversions, how many times I've talked about a funnel, how many times we've talked about mapping, CBO, how many times I've talked about your ads and why they're flopping. I can't explain to y'all how many times I have had these same conversations and same pieces of content, right? However, this is a part of doing business. And specifically, if you're trying to make sales every day, and if you're trying to make sales like automatically, right? Like basically you go to sleep and you wake up and there's money in your account. That's what you want to see every day, right? That's what I want to see. If I go to sleep and I wake up and I ain't got no new money in my account, something is wrong. Okay. Did the internet crash? Okay. Are our servers down? What's going on? Every day I wake up, there's going to be money in the account, right? So literally every day I am meeting someone who is new in business, or I'm meeting someone they're in business, but they're struggling with scaling. I'm meeting people that want to branch into a new market. I meet people every day that they're trying campaigns. They've tried to have lunches and they have failed. They have flopped, right? So it's okay to keep talking about the same thing. And so I need y'all to get that inside of your brain. If there are some basic pillars or basic concepts, it's okay to keep talking about it. You can keep finding different examples. You can keep finding different data and statistics to support it. I guarantee in the media cycle, at least once or twice a month, something is going to fall in your lap because it's popular or because it's trending, right? It's going to happen. If y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, say yeah in the chat. Okay. Zen said, thank you. Oh, no problem, Zen. We're going to make sure y'all get this money. Okay. That's Zene, ain't it? I called you Zen. That is a Z-E-N-E, Zene. Is it Zene or Zene? Child, because I'm Southern. I tear name up on accident. Okay. So I know for any of you guys that are new here, if I ever mispronounce your name, please put the like enunciation key like in the chat. I will not get offended. Just be like, hey, this is how you say my name. Okay. So literally these hooks that I'm going to give you, if you're looking at your pillar, or I teach my clients about having content buckets. Okay. We have 5 content buckets, and then we have like different categories of content inside of each one of the buckets. I promise if you map it out like that, you're never going to run out of content. You will never run out of it. All right. And so don't be like, well, I already talked about that. Again, you talked about that 2 weeks ago. You talked about that 2 days ago. Talk about it again. And we're going to use a different hook. Maybe we're going to go this time from the angle of insecurity. Maybe the next time we're going to go from the angle of fear. Maybe the time after that, we're going to go from the angle of like identity or community alignment. Maybe the next time we're going to talk about this same topic, but we're going to talk about it from the vantage point of actual steps or tutorial. Okay. Like literally, you keep going. Hey, Dr. Derica, what's going on, girl? Hey, love. Hey, girl. Dr. Derricka, you're not gonna believe this, girl, but you're on my list of people to DM today. When I get off, expect a message from me tonight. But literally, so let's go through these hooks and then we'll go through Q&A. Okay. All right. So hooks, and these are, when I say these are hooks that you can use like today, you can use them today. So I don't want to hear any of y'all saying, I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know what to post. I wasn't sure, how to come up with this. Okay. So number one, in case your parents never told you this, and then you can talk about whatever it is. And a lot of times people are going to listen because as you get older, you realize that there are some things or some conversations you didn't have with your parents, right? And this is kind of universal. This applies to everybody. So if you start off a video and you say, in case your parents never told you, and then you get into whatever you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use it today when I talk about Jelly Roll. Dr. Derricka, thank you for my gifts. Thank you for my heart me. Okay. When I talk about Jelly Roll, because Jelly Roll and Bobby Joe, Bunny Joe, whatever her name is, they trending right now. Okay. Because she basically went and got that man up out the hobo mission and dusted him off and helped him get his life together. And he cheated on her, and then he turned around and divorced her after he cheated on her. Okay. Bonnie Raitt, that's her name, child. I'd have called the woman Bunny Joe and everything else, right? You said that sounds like a hook for genealogy content. It could be. You can use that hook for anything in case your parents never told you, and then you start talking about it. Or you may not say parents, you may say in case your mama never told you, in case your daddy didn't tell you. You see what I'm saying? But you can do it for when I say anything, you can do it for anything. The second hook that's going to work really, really well. Has anyone ever noticed, and then you go into whatever the topic is? Because people, they have noticed it, or maybe they haven't noticed it, but they're going to want to so you can say, has anyone ever noticed how I may say, has anyone ever noticed how all these, I got to go. Has anyone ever noticed how femininity coaches never have men? You see what I'm saying? People are gonna be like, oh, snap. Has anyone ever noticed that they're taking 2 to 3 ounces off of everything that we purchase at the store and they're increasing the prices? Has anyone ever noticed people with flat heads have short tempers? I mean, you can say anything, it doesn't matter, but has anyone ever noticed? Okay. That's gonna be number 2. Number 3, okay. I get up at blank time every day and I do this so you don't have to. Okay. Or you can say, I did this, like I took this action. So I did blank so you don't have to. And here's what you need to know. Y'all will notice I do that a lot with my news recaps, right? And that's part of the reason that they have gotten so popular, especially like on Facebook and Instagram. The phone call news like just took off in a way that I never expected. But that's one of the hooks. Like when I was researching and I was like, okay, let me put this together in a way that's gonna, hey Mariam, hey baby. When I was putting it together in a way that I was like, what's going to make people want to pay attention, because y'all know sometimes the news updates are long and I got to get y'all to lock in with me sometimes for 7, 8, 9 minutes to listen to the news and what I'm yapping about whatever's happening in the world. So literally I will say, y'all think about this. When I say this, y'all gonna be like, dang, she does do that a lot. I'll say, I watched the G7. I watched all of the G7 conferences so you didn't have to. Here's what you should know. I read through Project 2025 so you didn't have to. Here's what you need to know. I watched Big Orange's press conference today so you didn't have to. Here's what you need to know. I got up today at 5:55 a.m. and read through all 76 pages of this financial analysis from Chase regarding our gas reserves so you don't have to. Here's what you need to know. You see what I'm saying? So literally, okay, this is an easy way for you to build up value and for you to establish yourself as a resource right out the gate, because you've done something for your audience that they don't have time to do or that they didn't want to do. You see what I'm saying? Now you're saving them time, because I save my audience time because y'all don't have to go watch news in China, in Iran, in Russia, and Ethiopia. Y'all know I be watching all the news all over the world, so I can get together and pull in and say this is what the information is. So literally, that's part of the reason. I'm telling y'all right now, people are like, how is she getting this to blow up like this? That's part of the reason I've been able to get that to blow up like that, because literally I'm using this format of I did this so you don't have to. Okay, it works. It's tapping the screen with my nails. Yeah. So what's really interesting about me smacking the screen? Either people really, really love it or people really hate it. But when I saw so many people aggressively disliked it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing this because they're gonna keep commenting. It's gonna keep pushing the content out, and it worked. But it's really funny because either y'all really, really like it when I'm like, answer the phone, and some of y'all like hate it. Y'all like, stop it. Shout out to everybody that's saying they love it. Thank you very much. Okay. That's a part of an audio hook. When we talk about like written hooks, and you talk about like verbal or audio hooks, auditory, like things that they can hear, but that's one of them. Okay. All right. Number 4 hook that you can use right now. Remember I told y'all to go to the comments and look for questions. You're literally going to go to the comments, and you write. Y'all see how I have this writing on top of my overlay right now? It says making $1,000 per month with less than 1,000 followers. You're going to take the question that you found in the comments, and you're going to type it on the screen as your written text. And then you're going to start talking about whatever the thing is. Okay. Whatever the thing is, you're going to start talking about that. Okay. Number 5. This is going to be where you borrow power. So you may say, according to Forbes, according to a 2025 study done by Pew Research, it found XYZ element of P, whatever you want to talk about. And a lot of people will listen because you're starting with a credible source. Okay. So it's not like I'm the source. I went and I researched this. Okay. According to, a 2024 Census Bureau analysis, XYZ element of P. Okay. So again, these are easy hooks that you can use that will help you increase your views. They will help you get the right people in your community, and they will help you get more followers. Okay. Am I on number 6? Yeah, number 6. Okay. This is called like the authority hook. And so I may say, as a blank, whatever you do professionally, I would never do this. Or it doesn't have to be professionally. You can say, as a mom of 6, I would never have this in my home. As a nurse, I would never buy XYZ element of P. It could be anything. As a neuroscientist, here are 5 things I would never eat. Okay. As a cosmetic chemist, here are 2 things I would never put on my skin. You see what I'm saying? I can say as a 2-time Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, here are 3 things that I would never say online. Like literally, you can do it for anything. As a 20-year social worker, here's 4 things I would never tell a child. Whatever it is that you want to do, okay? As a stay-at-home wife of 42 years, here's 5 things I've learned that every woman should know. You see what I'm saying? It's I would never, or as I, here's what I've learned, or this is what every woman should know, or every man should know. But it starts as a blank. So literally, you're establishing yourself as an authority in that thing because that's what you do as a profession, or that's what you have a lot of time put into. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. You said, yes, we picking up what you putting down. Yes. Pick it up. Okay. Pick up what we putting down. Yes, indeed. Okay. But again, these are hooks that work. Okay. Number 6, I lost blank from doing blank. Okay. So I may turn around and I may say, I lost 8,000 followers this month Uh-oh, where's my stylus at? I got that little puzzle piece. Oh, it's an ugly puzzle. Normally the puzzle is pretty. They gave me an ugly puzzle today. um, so I may say I lost 8,000 followers by I lost 8,000 followers by using a third party posting software. You see what I'm saying? I lost $2,200 this month, or I lost a contract. I lost XYZ. You can do it in a positive way too. I may say I lost 22 pounds this month from taking soursop bitters. Okay, whatever. I lost blank by blank. And then you can get into the information. Now, I will say this, if you're selling something and it's a physical product, it's very important that while these words are coming out of your mouth, people see you actively using whatever that thing is that you're talking about. Just side note, throwing that in there for bonus points. So if I was telling y'all about the soursop bitters, I would literally be opening a jar. Like I'm gonna pretend this is a jar. This is one of my favorite things. But I'd be like, I lost 22 pounds this month by taking soursop bitters. You know, this is me pretending to pour it in my little shot glass. And then I would hold the jar up and talk about, and these are the real ones. I bought a couple of other bottles and I got scammed because they were from a bunch of knockoff companies. And literally those other brands weren't doing anything but giving me gas. But my friend, once I saw her bottle, I realized that, okay, y'all see what I'm saying? I'm going there. Very easy to sell, very easy to create content that somebody would like or that they would listen to. Very relatable because you're acknowledging that you made a mistake or that you got scammed or that you purchased a knockoff and you're not getting the right results. Okay. Yeah, baby, it gave me gas. I don't know. I mean, black seed oil does give you gas though. It does. When you first start taking it, Chad, you barely got to get used to it. That was one of the reasons I stopped taking it. I was off and on, off and on, off and on, and I finally was able to get on. But when I first started taking black seed oil, sheesh, Chad, I did not want to be going around just tooty McTootie everywhere. Okay. Uh, Number seven. This is a visual hook, and it's literally just showing how the product fixes an offer within the first few seconds, like within the first 3 seconds of a video. So if I was promoting like a carpet cleaner or something, I may show the rug cleaner cleaning the spot out of my carpet. Okay. A steam mop, maybe I'm gonna do a pass across the floor and then tear the little cloth head, the mop head off of it and show how filthy it is, like how much it picked up. So if that's the easiest way when you guys are selling physical products to get a viewer to lock in, is honestly like just showing it within the first 3 seconds. And then you can get to talking about all the other stuff. Okay. Number 8. This is number 9, ain't it? Yeah, this is number 9. No, this is 10. Shoot, I'm 10. Hold on. Let's recount. We did Have You Ever Noticed? That was number 2. Number 1 was In Case Your Parents Never Told You. Number 3 was, oh no, I skipped one. Okay, so yeah, this is 9. So number 9, everyone knows blank, and you make a gross generalization. I skipped one. I'm sorry, y'all. I skipped it right on my notes. Everyone knows blank with a gross generalization. And this is the thing. We all know that generalizations are not true. And for some reason, online, on social media, people feel compelled to tell you that you're wrong or to say not everyone. Okay. So I may say something like, let me think about a crazy generalization that I can say. Everyone, okay, here's my crazy generalization. And again, this is not true. Okay, it's not true. I'm just using it as an example and it'll get the people fired up. So I may say, everyone knows men get mean when they're broke. It's a generalization. I may say everyone knows broke men always want to take you to always want to take you on a coffee date because the coffee date gets people fired up for whatever reason on TikTok. Okay. So I'm gonna say everyone knows broke men only want to take you on a coffee date or something like that, a gross generalization. Okay. There's tons of people, no matter how much money they make, they'll go on coffee. All right. And you're going to get so many people that are going to be in those comments agreeing or disagreeing or saying, not everybody, not me, blah, 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 blah. Guarantee you'll have some man in there. Hey, I make $500,000 a year and I'm gonna always take on a coffee date because you got to prove her worth to me or whatever. I'm telling you. Okay. I'm telling you, it's gross generalizations, and you can do this with anything. Okay. That's a good one. Simply, Tam say everyone knows that all influencers expect to get stuff for free. Very, very good. You got it. You got it. Gross generalization. Okay. Okay. Next one. Okay. Now we should be to number 10. Okay. So number 10 is going to be if you hate blank, keep scrolling. But if you love blank, and then you go into what you have. And this, y'all, this hits every single time. So let's say if I got online, I may say, if you hate black women, keep scrolling. But if you think black women are amazing, let me show you something that every black woman needs. You see what I'm saying? You can do it with anything. If you hate your mama, keep scrolling. But if you love your mama, let me show you the perfect thing you didn't know she need, and this will get you big brownie points with your mama. Okay. I may say, if you hate bananas, keep scrolling. But if you love a banana, I got the thing for you. You can do it. When I say you can do it with anything, you can do it with anything. So if you hate blank, keep scrolling. But if you like or if you love whatever, then you go into write the topic or the content. Okay. So let me make sure I gave y'all 10. Number 1, we talked about in case your parents never told you. Number 2 was have you ever noticed how with the blank. Number 3 was I get up at blank time every day and do blank so you don't have to. Let's see. Number 4 was was the question, taking a question from the comments and doing it as a written hook. Number 5 is according to blank, barring the power, and then you according to Forbes, according to Pew Research, according to whoever. Number 6 was as a blank, I would never, tapping into authority. Number 7 is I lost blank from doing blank. Number 8 is showing that product within the first 3 seconds. Number 9 was everyone knows with the gross generalization. And number 10 is if you hate blank, keep scrolling. But if you love blank, here we are. Okay. So those are 10 hooks that literally you can use right now. Does not matter the industry, does not matter what you're selling, does not matter the topic, but you can use those for value content. You can use them for awareness content. You can use them for your niche based content. You can even use them for your like relational building content. It really doesn't matter, but those 10 will work. And a lot of times when my clients start implementing these hooks that I give to them, they will come back and they'll be like, this is the most views I've ever gotten. And they'll show me like how they went from 200 views to like tens of thousands, 17,000, 20,000, 30,000 within a few days. Okay. So use these because they are going to work. Something else. And let me open this up. If y'all got, first of all, hold on, something else I want to tell y'all this after, if this information helped you, you definitely want to come to my 100K campaign workshop this next weekend. Okay. The 100K campaign workshop is literally a workshop that takes you piece by piece, step by step, and it's live. Okay, it's live. It's not a pre-recording, but I'm going to, so you'll be able to come to Q&A at the end. But I'm going to show you guys the strategy of how I make 6 figures every single month. Okay, so you can either slide in my DM or you can just click the link. And if you click the link, you will see where you can register for the workshop. Okay, just like that. And I'm put it over here in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. That's number 1, but that's not what I was going to tell you. Again, whatever you're talking about, you need to get comfortable talking about that thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. We're just looking at multiple ways to connect with the audience. So a lot of y'all feel like you don't have anything to post, but you have plenty to post. You just need to keep talking about it. Okay. Let's do Q&A. If y'all got questions, y'all can ask the questions in the chat, or y'all can pull up. You don't have to get on the camera, but I do need that microphone to work. I actually prefer when y'all verbally ask me questions, because sometimes y'all ask me questions and I have follow-up questions for you, and we can just get through it quicker when I'm talking to you versus y'all putting it in the chat and then I gotta wait for y'all to respond back to me. Let's see. And then here is the link over here for YouTube and Facebook if you got questions, so y'all can pull up back here. Again, you don't have to cam up, but you got a mic up, okay? Do I have tips for faceless brands and content? Yeah, I do. I have a whole entire trainings and workshops over faceless content. Will this work for faceless as well? Yep. I have all kinds of I have a lot of clients that do faceless content. I always tell everybody this story. This client is on Instagram and it's a man, and everybody always assumed it was a woman that ran this account, but it was a man. And this really got popping, especially around the vid. He has a page where he just does 4C hair appreciation. And literally that's all he does is post up videos and pictures of women with their 4C hair. He'll repost styling tips. He'll repost retention tips, growth tips, all of that. And he was able to build up the account so fast that we were able to make him an additional $100,000, well, about $116,000 every year from running ads. So he just runs ad spots and is like, you got a product, you got something you want to promote, hit me up, and we can run an ad. And if you're doing 4C hair appreciation posts, then guess what? People that sell products for women with 4C hair, they're going to go and promote on that page because he already has the target audience there. And his whole entire account is faceless. So yes, you can run a faceless account. I have lots of clients. They've been running faceless accounts before faceless accounts got popular. I'm in the DC area. Would the workshop work for someone who is starting their social media accounts over from scratch, or who doesn't like being the face of their brand? Yes, you definitely want to. Are you talking about the in-person workshop? Yes, absolutely. Because at that workshop, we're doing a marketing model, and it's going to give you your marketing plan for the next 6 to 10 months. So if you are starting from scratch and you want to be faceless, you would greatly benefit, because your content is going to be plotted out, and then I'll be able to actually show you in person how to create the content that's going to get people to show up. Also, for those of you that do faceless content, a lot of y'all overlook YouTube, but a lot of people will watch faceless content on YouTube when you're using like video clips, Jiffies, and AI generated content. Yeah, so I would love to see you in DC. And then if you do the VIP option, if you decide to do that, please do that before Monday, because I have to be able to pull y'all's information, because you'll see for the VIP, I do audience stacks for y'all, and also like basically build out content and scripts for y'all that are already there. So you can just look at it and just pretty much do like the voiceovers, whether you want to do an AI voice in 11 Labs or you want to do your own voice and use it. But I have to have time to put that together. And my preference is for y'all to have that like while we're actually at the workshop. So, because there's going to be a portion where you're actually creating some pieces of content. And so you'll literally be able to look at the document that I give to you guys. And it's really big. They normally end up being in between 50 and 70 pages long, because it's got to get you through 6 months. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, if you decide to do VIP, do it before Monday, because that's the only way I'll have time to like actually go and put everything together. Yeah, come on. And if you don't have a business idea, you just need to focus on the community of people you want to talk to. And then I can help you with the business idea. Or honestly, it may not be for you to have a business. Like on paper, you'll have a business, so legally you can be protected tax-wise, but you may be better at affiliate marketing. I always tell people, and she finally came out and was like, it's me. But y'all know I have this client, and she came to me. She had an online boutique, an e-commerce store. And when I went through all her stuff, I was like, you would make more money faster doing affiliate marketing. And I was like, we can do the boutique, but I'm telling you, this is what's going to get you money faster. And long story long, she listened to me, and now she does over $30,000 a month in commission Like that's what's in her pocket. And I was like, "You ready to do the boutique?" And she's like, "I don't want to do the boutique no more." So, so long story long. Okay, it works. Can you repeat the 10 hooks, please? No, but if you're inside of Instacorn Academy or my Monetization Nation, they get access to all my replays for free. So if you're in there, just go look in the dashboard. This will be up in a few days. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Oh, that's good. Well, I enjoyed the live so far,
Thank
and I've
you.
taken my notes.
Good.
But I did have a question as far as like when you talked about building community around like a specific area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, not a specific area of interest. So, like for me, I like city experiences, food, travel, that type of thing. And I
Okay.
find it very difficult to have consistent content around that
Girl,
because it's
why?
not.
You got easy because people stay being hungry and people love ideas. Let me tell you this, any of y'all to do anything with food, easy money for y'all. Any of y'all to do anything with experiences like where to visit in this city, where to
Uh-huh.
travel, where to set up, easy money for y'all because people are always looking for that particular type of information. So, I guess my first question to you would be when you're going on these adventures, do you have like a content strategy or a content plan of what you need to
No.
capture? Okay, that's probably going to
It,
be number 1. We
yeah,
need
it's
yeah.
it, it's really I'm just going and I'm like, all right, I'm filming this. This looks aesthetic. This looks good. People might want to know this. This is a POV look, and then I just kind of go through the content when I get home and see what I can to like edit and then post
Yeah, I would tell
like what I
so
feel like is
So
beneficial.
literally, you probably could have a week of content from one excursion that you can put out immediately, and then or normally can you have like content dumps or recap weeks or here's my top 10 favorite places that I visited for coffee or espresso or whatever. We can come up with all kinds of categories, okay? But I'm gonna tell you this: you need to have a list of shots that you want to get before you're going somewhere, before you go anywhere, okay? And then we also need to have a list of categories. So maybe people want to know about the service. Maybe people want to know about the prices of the items. Maybe people want to know how you should dress. Maybe people want to know about the amenities of that place. You see what I'm saying? So now you're like,
Yes.
okay, these are my 4 categories, and these are the shots that I'm going to get to cover this, right? So like these are my still shots, these are my straight shots, these are my low angles, these are my high, these are my over shoulder, these are my in action, these are my wide shots. If that facility will allow you to record, which a lot of them will because they get really, really excited that, somebody
Yes.
even wants to record and post about it.
And I always ask. Because
Yeah.
if they have a problem with it, then I'm fine not filming.
Yeah. So you're going
Yeah.
to have that. And so if you have it organized like that, one, you're going to get your shots way quicker. But literally, now you have 4 pieces of content for that week, right? But like, hey, I went to such and such and such, and this is how much we spent. And this is what everybody ordered. I went to such and such and such and such, and I would rate the service, blah, 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 XYZ element of P. Okay. I went to such
Mm-hmm.
and such and such and such, and I was really impressed by the decor, the valet, the menu options, the level of service, white table, whatever, it is. But you see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So if you're doing it like that, you're not going to run out of content. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also doing posts where you're asking the audience like, where should I go next? Give me suggestions for the city. Where are all the hot girls at? You know what I'm saying? Just anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then literally saying, hey, y'all told me last week that I need to go to XYZ element of P. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? So let's find out what all the hype is about. And so literally you could turn it into a part 1, 2, 3, 4 series. So a
And
lot of it sounds like you probably need to have some pre-structure before you go out the house. So you have an idea of what you're capturing, and then it's going to make it faster when you come back and edit as well.
yes, and I was one of the people that put in the comment section, like, I think my lack of repetition is why I'm so inconsistent because I feel like people don't want to see the same thing over and over
Yes
again.
they do. People love repetition. And you got to remember like it's the same thing, but we're presenting different concepts of the same thing. And so what I mean by that is if let's say, so one of the things I teach, I've been teaching like consumer psychology for over a decade, right? Everything from like colors to different fonts to words, like what you're communicating to someone. So I may come through one of the angles of fear of missing out, because a lot of people have a fear of missing out. So that would be one angle where I'm presenting this thing. Then I may have another one. People like to identify with certain groups, or they like labels to be put on them. They're not going to admit it, but they like labels, right? So if I say every time I see a woman coming out of this building, I just automatically assume she has a life together and she's very chic and very elegant. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you're a woman and you want to be chic or elegant, you're gonna be like, well, what building they coming out of? What's she looking at? You know, where they going? What's the day club? What's the restaurant? What's the party?
Yes.
So now I just came from identity, right? Then let's say I'm gonna use the angle of community. So that may be the video where I heard that all the hot girls in Detroit, I'm talking about all the girls that put that ish on, all the baddies in Detroit. I heard that they all go to this particular place to get their pedicures. So I had to come and find out, you know, because I'm a baddie, you know, I'm a baddie too, or something. You see what I'm saying? So this is three different angles. We're still doing the same thing, but we're coming at it from different angles. And if we really get into consumer psychology, you have your 8 main pillars. Then from the 8 main pillars, you have your 8 sub pillars, which are learned based on the society here in America. Then from there, I normally always teach my clients at least 4 pillars for each one of those sets of psychology. You see what I'm saying? So so now if we're talking about this one particular thing, you got 64 different ways to come at it. So I'm still talking about the same thing. And let me be clear, you're going to get a jerk or two that'll be in the comments and they'll be like, all she does is talk about pedicures and going to restaurants, right? But you have to remember there are billions of people that are using these apps every single day.
Yeah.
And so that one person, okay, if you don't like it, you know, scram, skedaddle, you know, get out of here. But you have all these other people that your content is going to be new to. Does that make sense? And also people they like comfort. Why do you think people watch reruns? Because it's comforting to them.
Like a comfort show.
You see what I'm saying? So if I know I can go to your page and I'm gonna have a fun time and I'm gonna see a fabulous spot and I'm gonna get to see an incredible, meal or lodging, travel accommodations or something like that. Yeah, I want to go over here and see what's happening. And I don't care. I don't care if you have the same format for every different villa, every different resort, every different restaurant that you go to. I don't care. Right? Because that's what works. And a lot of times with social media, y'all feel like you have to constantly reinvent the wheel. No, you don't. If it's working, baby, just lock in on it.
And it keeps me from posting.
Yeah.
A lot. Like I'm in my head a lot more than I'm posting.
Yeah, you don't be in your head, girl. Just get out there. But start making a list so you are intentional about what you're going to collect. And then if we're figuring out like, okay, what angle do I want to come at this from with my community, it's going to be really easy to write out the scripts or to do the hooks when you get home, and your editing is going to speed up and you're going to be able to post way more. So you probably have more than enough content. You probably just haven't really thought about taking that piece of content and showcasing it from multiple angles.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, and look, shameless plug, y'all don't forget, when you go click the link in my bio, there's a purple button that says Juneteenth deals. Tap that and you'll be able to register for the 100K training that is next Friday, okay? And if you're in DC, I will be speaking at Black Marriage Week on Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'm hosting a live in-person workshop called The Marketing Machine. And we're going to build your marketing models for the next 6 to 10 months. Okay. So click the button and you'll see all the deals for the month of June. All right. That's for everybody in here. If this information is helping you, you need to be clicking that button. Hey, Tammy, what's going on? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Tammy. Tammy, if you can hear me, pop back up. Let's see. I struggle with filming my own content. What are your thoughts on hiring someone to do it for you or doing it yourself? If you're going to hire someone to do it for you, again, you need a strategy, you need a plan, you need a shot list. It could get kind of expensive, but maybe like a couple times a week, having somebody with you so it's content for you to turn out. But realistically, it sounds like you probably just need a pad light, a stand, and if you like to get a lot of aerial shots, maybe like a drone or something, and you'll be good to go. Working with someone to come in and get your content, you have to be sure that you have the time to edit, or you have to hire them to edit. So if you can cover the expense, go ahead and get it. But you really want to make the most of when that person is coming. So if you're going to see them once a week, or you're going to see them once every other week, that's fine. But you got to be real intentional about the shots, about the wardrobe changes, about what you guys are going to be filming that day, what's the story that you want to communicate, right? All of that good stuff. Oh yeah, they have all kinds of cute little pocket drones now and all kinds of stuff. They sure do. They sure do. Let's see. I get hung up on not getting enough likes on Instagram. Do you believe in hiding likes, or does it matter? I don't hide my likes. I really I don't hide my likes. Um because like your content is going to be up and down. There are going to be some things that way more people like and some things that only a few people like. Okay. Sometimes the time of day that you're posting is going to matter. Sometimes the SEO is going to matter, like what you're putting there and what you're not putting there. So for me, I don't really let that get into my head. Like, okay, hold on, let's go look on Instagram right now, because I need y'all to understand this. So, okay, I'm gonna go back a few days. We'll start. I think this is from Saturday. How many days? Oh no, this says 4 days ago. Today is Wednesday, so this was Sunday. Okay, so I have a post right now, 438,000 views, 17,000 likes, 2,800 comments. That was on Sunday. Then Sunday evening, I put up a post. This one only has 25,000 views, 1,484 likes, so about 1,500, 91 comments, and only 76 shares. The other one that has all those views, it got 3,391 shares. Okay. Then we go to Monday, and we get a post that only has 18.9, so basically 19,000 views, 925. Okay. Then I didn't post anything, which I knew was a mistake, but I just, I had stuff going on. So anyway, we get here, and this post only has, let's see, 1,296 likes. Okay. Then let's see, my post that I put up yesterday. Here we are. Let's see, 1,000 likes on this one so far, 947 on this one, and then the one that I popped up this morning already has 1,400. You see what I'm saying? Like they go up and down. So I don't, as long as, and I'm very aware, I know for a fact that my awareness content is always going to get way more views and way more likes and way more shares than my value and my niche based content. You said you really know your stuff. I think so much. So this was helpful information. I'm glad that it's helpful. That makes me happy. Okay, makes me happy, happy, happy. Let's see. Let's see, a YouTube video, and it stated you don't need a niche anymore. What are your thoughts on niches? I think that they're liars, because the way that the algorithm works and how it's going to categorize you and show your content to other people, that's just not true. And a lot of the people that are telling you don't need a niche anymore, when you go look at their pages, their niche is actually training other, content creators or aspiring content creators. I just get agitated when people say stuff like that. And like they'll say, oh, you don't need to do, you don't need to give value, you don't need to value bomb, or you don't need to give free content to get customers anymore, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do is XYZ while they're in the process of giving value-based content to sell something. So they'll sit here and say you don't need a niche, but all of the algorithms, they work on categorizing your content to get you in front of the right audience on a consistent basis if you care about growing. Also, if you have built a personal brand, then people are very interested in what you're doing personally. So technically, they're not going to be niche specific like a professional brand versus a personal brand. Does that make sense? If you build up a community of 10 million people that love your dirty, stanky drawers, and they want to know what you eat for breakfast, and they want to know where you get your workout set from, and they want to know, how was your work day or how many calls you had today, then yeah, that person can be all over the place because they've amassed millions of followers that actually give a flying fart about what they're doing. But when most people get started, most people don't have an audience to care about what they're doing. This is why when they're doing like spend the day with me content, they're trying to do get ready with me videos, when they're trying to post like they're like a mega influencer or someone that has a community, it's flopping. It's because no one knows them yet. And even when you look at these people that have like really strong communities, myself included, when you scroll way, way back for the years before when we were putting in work, we were super niche specific before we started branching off into other things. The reason people care about my thoughts or my commentary when it comes to what's happening politically is because I had already built up a base of people that respected me when it came to business and finance, right? Because I have a community of people like close to 2 million Kingdom members. If I post about what I'm having for breakfast or what I'm cooking, it is going to get a good amount of engagement. It's going to get a good amount of comments, right? It may even get some shares because I already have the community of people that are there. But if I was getting online as no one knowing me and I just tried to put that out there, it's going to flop. Hey, T-Love, what's going on, baby doll?
Oh, my goodness. How are you? How you feeling?
I'm okay. How you doing, pretty girl?
Good, girl. Doing great. I just wanted to always tell you that you do a phenomenal job. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. I've been watching you since Instagram days. I just want to tell
thank you, love.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you
so much for helping us and teaching us.
Thank you for my encouragement today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, you're a blessing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye. You're a blessing. I love the energy, child. I love it when y'all come up here and give me good energy. Okay, because the haters be out here trying to disrupt my spirit, but I won't let them. In the name of Jesus. So if my niche is regarding dating, I shouldn't add a calendar. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by you shouldn't add a calendar? Explain it to me in a different way. Thank you for my mark of love, T-Love. Ask me another way. I don't know what that means. If your niche is dating, people love talking about dating, baby. You should blow up real fast too. And it seems like the more extreme and the crazier the dating advice is, the more the internet likes it. Which, side note, I really don't understand why there are so many people listening to all these people that are like 20 and 21 who have no life experience. And they're like modeling their lives after it, and then they're shocked when it doesn't work. I will say something is going on with people in the brain that they want to take advice from people that actually have not been there or haven't done it. Very, very strange. Very, very strange concept. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. Like advertise a calendar. What do you mean by calendar? Like a dating calendar? Like a calendar that's like gives date night ideas? The calendar is throwing me off. Help me understand what you're trying to promote, because I'm confused. And I want to be unconfused because I want to answer your question. But yeah, I see that all the time and I'll be like, do you have advice for glow up, life transformation, motivational content? Which platform is best? Doesn't matter which platform. Everybody's looking for motivation or how to become. Well, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people are looking to be motivated. A lot of people are looking for content around how to become the best version of yourself. So it really doesn't matter. I would just pick a glow up like for a particular niche, right? If you want to be like a business baddie, or if you're going to be focused on like moms, right? Or getting your old body back, or some, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be focused on a spiritual glow up, a mental glow up, if we want to be, focused on a wellness journey for your hair, it really doesn't matter the platform. There's always someone who is looking for that type of content. The only thing that the platform is going to dictate to you is the type of content that needs to be there. So like if you're doing YouTube wants to see long form content. Even YouTube shorts, they expanded them out to 3 minutes because they want to see long form content. You see what I'm saying? On Instagram, they want the content to be very polished, very editorial, very, high level. I always explain it to people like this. The Instagram is look at me. TikTok is come hang out with me. Two very different worlds. Okay. Instagram is look at me. I'm presenting a highlight reel. Here's the best of the best. This is how, this is here, or I'm entertaining you. And TikTok is not look at me. It's come hang out with me. Come converse with me. Come do this activity with me. Does that make sense? So this is why POV and like really authentic content where people are talking to you like in the car or in the bed in their bonnet, or while they're cutting up potatoes or something in the kitchen. This is why that type of content does so well on TikTok, because essentially everyone's hanging out with one another. Everybody is a part of the conversation. Instagram is kind of like show tell. You see what I'm saying? And it's a difference in the content you put out. So on TikTok, having a mix of high production content mixed with also just some kind of like regular, just grabbing my phone, giving you guys my thoughts or my ideas of what's coming right now. Having a mix of that type of content does really, really well. But if you did that on the gram, it's not going to perform as well. Let's see. I'm writing a dating book about my experience. You advertise a calendar. So that's what is this? It's for organizing your life. So why are you selling a calendar for organizing your life if your content is around dating? Is it organizing your life and finding time to date? Is that what the calendar is for? Hell, put the bridge in there. I'm missing something. Are you trying to put down something for me, and I want to pick it up, but I'm having a disconnect. If the calendar is for organizing your life, what does that have to do with dating? Help me out. Connect the dots for me. My dots ain't connecting. Connect them for me. Connect the dots for me. This is why I tell y'all to mic up. You see how I got all these follow-up questions? Baby, we could have been done with this if you was on the mic. Yes, dating. So the calendar is to help you like make time to date. That's what the calendar is for? Or does the calendar have dating ideas? And who are these women that you're helping date? Are these women that are like, they're getting men attracted to them and they need date ideas? Are these couples that have been together for a while and they're looking for new ideas, like of something to do as far as like date nights? Is this a calendar that's towards men? So they have ideas on where to take women for dates or how to plan a date. We got questions. Who is this calendar for when it comes to dating? Is this calendar for women who they feel like they're attractive, but men aren't approaching them, so they're not getting dates? Help me out. Because, and I'm gonna tell, and the reason I'm telling you this is because if you're targeting women who want to be on dates or they're not getting asked out on dates, well, then the calendar with dating ideas kind of really doesn't make sense because there's not a need for them with that in the foreseeable future. You see what I'm saying? But if we're marketing towards couples and the couples need date night ideas, right? Or date day ideas or whatever, well, now that makes sense because it's like, oh, I can look at the calendar and here's what we can plan for our date this week. So who we talking to? You see what I'm saying? Because if you're talking to single women and they want to go on more dates, well then no, the calendar is not going to sell well for them because they can't even get a date. If we're talking to people married in relationships, well then the calendar may sell for them because they want to go on dates and they want something new to do. Both men and women who like where to go on dates and teach men how to plan a date. So I would probably focus on the men then that need to plan a date, whether they're single or in a relationship. Because talking to a man about planning a date and how to like romanticize a woman is very different. It's very different content than the content that would go towards a woman who wants to go on more dates. You see what I'm saying? Those are like two different audiences. Not you at work, baby. Do not get in trouble, okay? What are my thoughts on mixing TikTok Shop or Amazon affiliates into the video? I love mixing it in the video. You should be mixing it in the video. And I feel like you're going to make more money with TikTok Shop because TikTok Shop, you don't have to have a lot of followers for thousands of people to see your videos. In TikTok, you can do bottom of the funnel, top of funnel, and middle of the funnel content. Amazon, you're essentially responsible for driving all of the traffic to Amazon, to your Amazon store, to that product. I wanted to refer to men and women. But if we're teaching men how to plan a date, then we wouldn't refer to women because they already know on the date. And most women, your targeting is off. Because I'm telling you this, a woman that is okay with planning the date and doing a lot of this stuff, she's probably like a take charge girl, and she probably the type of woman that'll tell a man we together. Okay, which is a very different reality from the woman that wants to be pampered and she expects the man to come up with the dating ideas and the dating concepts. And that's a different person. That's a different dynamic than the couple who's been together for a few years and they want something more to do than going out to eat and going to a movie as far as a date idea. You see what I'm saying? Like these are all different sets of people. Because you got some men that they will tell you, I suck at planning, but I'll pay for it. And they're like, you just tell me what you want to do, and they'll give you the card and let you go ham. You see what I'm saying? So I think you need to work on identifying the target audience for the calendar and for the content, because I do believe that there are men that are out there that want to be able to plan dates, that want to be able to woo women. For various reasons, there are men that want to be able to do that. Okay. So yeah. And they would be happy to take the concepts, to take the ideas. Because I remember I put up a post, y'all, this was years ago. And it was people, this is a bunch of people were complaining about how expensive dating is. And I was like, nah, bro, you just ain't got no game. And I think I did a list of 20 places you can take a woman on a date and she would love it. And most of them, I had so many men in my DMs, thank you. And I had a lot of the women that were underneath the comments, and they were like, let me share this to such and such. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women like to be courted. They want to be with a man that's going to plan a date. And then you do have a lot of guys, literally, they're like, oh, we went to the movies or we went and had dinner. And that's about all they can think of. And I'm like, there's so many other date ideas, you know what I'm saying, that y'all can share in together. So many other date ideas. Okay. And that's the other thing. Is this a mix of dates? Is this high-end dates, low-end dates, expensive dates? Are these economical dates? Are these dates that are lined out for first dates? Are these dates that are very romantic to get someone excited to get home and get their clothes back off? Is this a combination of these dates? What type of dates we got going on? You said, where's the post? You need to study that, girl. Who knows? It was a couple years ago. I mean, but off the top of my head, I can tell you some fun date ideas right now that people never think about. Going to an orchard. like an apple orchard, peach orchard, any type of like community like orchard or farm where they let you come in and pick stuff, that's always a really, really cute date. Going to the aquarium is always like a super cute date if you got somebody that's into water and stuff like that. Uh, Doing a picnic. Picnics are old school and people be forgetting about them. I'm telling you this right now, ladies. If you're gonna do a picnic, you do not do that unless you know you want that man. You got to know you want him real bad. Like you want him to get on one knee for you. Do not be out here giving random men a picnic because you're not gonna be able to get rid of them because you're gonna be the first and only woman that's ever done that for him. And his mind's gonna be blown, and then he gonna be like a stray dog. You're just gonna keep coming to your house. Okay. We only reserve picnics for the men that deserve a picnic, a man you want around. Okay. Just FYI. Okay. But a picnic, people love a picnic. It's very cute. You can do indoor picnics, outdoor picnics. Okay. Going to, oh, I just had a brain fart. What do you call the place with the big telescope and the dome? Oh my Jesus, it just slipped out of my head. What is going on with my brain, y'all? I need a nap. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can go in, you can see the stars. They like have all of the celestial, let's see. Yes, the conservatory. Thank you. Thank you very much. The conservatory. Yes, the conservatory. Conservatories and planetariums. Yep. Those are great dates. Okay. People love them because those are dates that nobody really thinks about, but it's like really fun to go and see the sky and learn about the constellations and stuff like that. And a lot of times you can go to one for like next to nothing, like $5-10 a person. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fun day, and y'all can spend hours there. Okay. Baby, I'm cool with the date ideas. Now here in the summertime, we have like movies in the park, and they have it like in cities across America. So literally that's something that you can do. They also have music in the park here, and a bunch of the musicians get together and they sing and they play music for like hours and stuff. And then they have like different vendors and food trucks and stuff set up outside. So canoeing and kayaking, like we have like lots of trails and waterfalls and stuff here because it's a natural state, and I like water activities. So jet skiing, canoeing, kayaking, doing floats on the river, that's a lot of fun. Okay, great date, baby. When I tell you, I can think of a gazillion date ideas, a gazillion. Okay, I always can think of something to do. Okay, you said night flea market. Oh, okay. I didn't. That sounds fun. I've never been to a night flea market, but that sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, but yeah, like car shows are really good ideas for dates too. Hey Ashley, is this good hook? Where are my wig wearing women at? I probably wouldn't use that because I think a lot of people may scroll past it, but I mean, you can try it. But I probably wouldn't say where all my wig women where all my wig wearing women at. That's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast. Let's see. You said, girl, you just gave us more content. Facts. Okay. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that you can do. Don't get it twisted. Okay. Lots of fun activities that you can do. Lots of them. I mean, you just gotta be into that, type of thing. But yeah, you can go axe throwing. You can go to what do you call the little houses? Escape houses. Escape houses are fun, and you can learn a lot about the person that you with and how well y'all work together. Okay, are they gonna be gentle with you, or are they gonna be snappy whenever y'all can't figure out them little puzzles to get out? Yep, escape rooms are a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's lots of places you can go on a date that will win you brownie points, especially as a man taking women to do some of these activities, because most of the time, women get asked to go to the park or get some coffee or ice cream or go to dinner and a movie, but there's all these other experiences that you can be having with someone, and y'all can see each other all the time. and you don't have to break your pockets, and the woman's not going to feel like you're being cheap. If you find out, like, let's say you find out that this woman really, really, really loves handbags. There's a man in here listening to me right now. I'm trying to put you on game, brother. If you really like it, let's say you find out she really love handbags. So here downtown, we have a purse museum. And this is a museum, and it's a collections of women's purses from like all the way back to the 1600s, all the way to now, and what they're carrying inside of the purses, right? Like what was going on with a day to day, who made the purse, all of that kind of stuff. So you see what I'm saying? So if it's a woman that like handbags, I would take her like to a museum about the particular brand or the handbag or something, like a purse museum. That's a thoughtful gift. That's a thoughtful date. That's a date where she's gonna be like, oh, you see what I'm saying? Pottery making and cooking classes are good ones. Those are some of my favorite ones. Salsa, any type of dance class, salsa dance, African dance, bachata dance, anything, line dancing. They have all kinds of dance classes all over the city, and most time people don't know it, and you can pay like literally $5 or $10 per person, and y'all can go in for a couple hours and have a good time. So yeah, you sure do learn a lot about a person in an escape room, a lot. Okay, because the way I be seeing some of them people yelling and screaming, I be like, baby, I could never. Okay, I could never. Okay. Wish my man would talk to me like that. He ain't gonna be my man no more. I remember I had a guy I was dating, and he tried. This is actually right before I met my husband. So I was talking to this guy, and I was dating him, and it was 2 incidents, but the incidents was real close. They was like back to back, and I was like, oh no. So he had put his hands in my face, and I was very polite, but I was like, please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I can't put my hands in my face. I should be able to put, my hands wherever I want to on you. I was like, no. It was like, first of all, you're not my husband. But number 2, like, I make money with my face. I'm very serious about my skincare. And please don't put your hands in my face. Please don't do that. Okay? Even my husband, he don't put his hands in my face. He don't even do that. Okay? I thought I was being very polite by saying, please don't put your hands in my face. And he got like very aggressive and very offended, and had 50,011 reasons for why he feels like he should be able to put his hands in my face. But if I'm saying I don't like that, why would you do that? Okay. That was strike number 1. Okay. Then we had gotten to like a little tiff or whatever. And he called me out my name. He called me a bitch. I don't play that. Like, y'all be talking about y'all run strict programs, but I really run a strict program. They'll strike 2 and 3 for him. I was like, yeah. When I got him, don't come back to my house no more. He thought I was joking. He thought I was just mad. No, I'm serious. Don't come to my house no more. Do not call me. Don't text me. We done. I'm through with you. I never want to see you again. And he really thought it was a joke. And I was like, no, sir. Like, I don't play. Some of y'all play about stuff like that, and that's cool. I'm not judging you. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't F around like that. My mom and daddy were married for 42 years, going on 43. They spent their last anniversary together a few months ago. Last November, my mama passed away. I've never heard my daddy call my mama out of her name. I never hear my papa call my grandma out of her name. All my uncles, I ain't never heard them call their wives out of their names. You know what I mean? So for me, like, that type of behavior with a guy like disrespecting you like that as a woman is very odd to me. And I know a lot of women put up with that type of stuff. I don't play about that. And I feel like men, they can be very violent verbally with their words. It's only a smidget this close to them being violent with you physically. Because why, like, why would, and I hear these guys online on these panels and stuff, and they're like, I'm a man. I'm not gonna change the way I talk. Well, you're a man. Why would you want to talk to your woman the way you're talking to your homeboys? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was his first and his last time, baby. And I got rid of him. And he couldn't believe it or whatever. And I was like, I don't play. Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of them girls like, this, okay? Either you want it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, if a man has his boundaries and his parameters, I'm going to respect his boundaries, and I'm going to respect his parameters as well. You see what I'm saying? So just being out here like willy-nilly like that. And then I remember It was probably like 2 or 3 weeks later. I was downtown. For those who don't know, I got a little drop top. Okay, my little drop top is real cute, and your girl be cute. And I was outside. Me and my cousin and I had gone to see Tank. They had a concert at the amphitheater. We had like the VIP tent. It was a white party, a whole shebang. Okay. Hey, Mika Bell, what's going on, gorgeous? So we go to the concert, and then I'm like, girl, let's go ride downtown. Let's go stunt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Drop the top. It's a nice night, so we both looking good or whatever. Like, let's be outside. So anyway, of course, this guy, he, hey, how you doing? You fine, blah, 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 blah. Such and such, where your man at? I know you got a man, you too fine and I have a man. I ain't got no man, I'm single. Now you lying, but I'll be a side dude for you. I'm not lying. I ain't got no man. I'm single, right? So the guy I was dating, his homeboy, is like standing like probably half a block up. I don't even notice him. So he immediately comes over. He's like, we need to talk. Because he thinks, you see what I'm saying? He think that I'm doing some back end stuff. And I'm like, nah, bro, I done broke up with your homeboy. Your homeboy ain't told you. His homeboy that sees me think I'm still coming to the wedding and all that. Nah, dude, like I ain't on that. I'm single. I'm outside, okay? And don't forget your girl is cute, okay? The boys want something, all right? So anyway, I can already tell this little dude was trouble. And I told him, I was like, sir, you gonna give me heartburn, okay, and a headache. I'm not interested. He was a hot boy. You can tell the type. They got a lot of money. His car was real tricked out. It was a pretty like chameleon paint job that went from purple to green to like it had like a gold like overlay on it. He had it sitting on some 24s or whatever, like super nice. He had his top down too or whatever, custom interior in the inside. Like, how y'all know the type. Okay, like they're a good time. You're not supposed to connect to them. You're not supposed to get serious with them. And those types are always very romantic, very charming, the whole shebang. So anyway, I'm like, I can go out on a date. You know what I'm saying? It won't hurt now. We have fun or whatever. We'll go on a little date or whatever. So he's like, you hungry? Because it's like 8 something, right? It's like dinner time. He's like, you had dinner yet? You hungry? Like, let's go get dinner or whatever. He was like, what you like to eat? And I was like, I like Italian. He was like, well, let's go to this restaurant because it's an Italian restaurant like 2 blocks up or whatever. And I was like, no, I was like, me and my friend. He was like, I'm gonna pay for your friend too. He was like, I ain't broke. I was like, okay. So I was like, you want to go have dinner? And she's like, yeah, let's go have dinner, right? So anyway, so we go to have dinner, right? Then his homeboy is like, what's going on? So I tell his homeboy, like, yeah, I'm not with your boy no more. He cut up. He called me out my name. He had a little mantrum on me, and I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We done. He was like, so you're not coming to the wedding? I'm not coming to the wedding. I mean, I appreciate you coming to me to see what was going on before you went to tell him something. And he was like, I just talked to him, this morning. He didn't even tell me. I was like, well, maybe you think we're gonna get back together, but we're not getting back together. I was like, that's it. I'm done. And he was like, you really? He was like, I like you for him. I was like, well, I don't like me for him no more because he, y'all know he called me a bitch out of my name. And it wasn't even anything that serious. And it was like back to back because the day before it was the hand in the face thing. And he really did not want to respect that. And then you turned around and called me out my name. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Right? So anyway, bye. Sayonara. Solo. Okay. I'm not joking, y'all. I go on the date with the hot boy. I meet that night. We go to dinner, whatever that night. Then he's like, let's go to the car show. The car show was like 2 days after that. I'm like, okay, that'll be cool. That'll be fun or whatever. Because clearly we're both into cars. He can tell by my car because I got a lot of custom stuff on my car. I can tell by his. We're both into cars. So I was like, yeah, car show is, a good time or whatever. Right. And then he was like, after the car show, he was like, we can go to this play because you look classy. You look like you like plays and stuff. And I was like, I do enjoy play or whatever. Right. So he'd planned us a little date, car show and a play that night and probably some little dinner or something like that. And I'm not joking, y'all. This date is in 2 days, right? I meet this guy that night. We have dinner at the Italian restaurant or whatever, part ways, exchange numbers. Then the next day, remember, because this other date is 40 hours away. The next day, I met my husband. No cap. Okay, no cap. So I'm in my car with my drop top because the weather's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's summertime. So I mean, why would I not drop the top? So anyway, I would go to the gas station and I'm filling up my tank. And I see him. He pulls up to the gas station too. Yeah, he's fine. Ooh, I was like, oh, it's like, you so fine. Oh, anyway. So that's what I was thinking in my head. I didn't tell him that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So I see him hop out of his truck. He drive a big truck. He's 6'1", chocolate, muscles like pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? He had on, y'all know when the men wear the tank tops with the low cut and they like real, you see like they lats and all that stuff. He had on one of them. He had on one of them. He had a hat. He had a short. I seen him. I was like, ooh. I was like, Lord. I was like, I thank you, Jesus, for letting me see it today. Okay. I was like, he is fine or whatever. But I'm not telling him this. I just look at him and I smile. I finished pumping my gas and drive off. Do y'all know he stopped pumping his gas and he got in his truck? He ran 2 red lights and caught up with me. And when I was in the parking lot, I was like, hey, he's like, what's up? And he was like, don't I know you? And I was like, no, because you know me, and I always be like, don't I know you? And he was like, I was like, you don't know me. And he was like, yes, I do. He was like, your cousin and my cousin used to date when they were in high school. He was like, your cousin, he says my cousin's name, his boyfriend. He was like, it's me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, how are you? Or whatever, right? And so anyway, then we go into the wine and spirit store. He's making some suggestions because I was picking up drinks to go to my family's kickback. This is like July 3rd. So we're, barbecuing in the park and stuff like that. We go through, he makes some suggestions. Of course, he takes care of my card, very, very polite, walks it all back out to my car. And then he's like, so you gonna give me your number or what? And I'm like, I don't know. Remember, he had on a hat. So I was like, take your hat off. And he was like, what? I was like, take your hat off. Because y'all know, like, if men have a good jawline and then you got muscles and stuff, and then you got your hat on, you could be hat fishing me. You may not be as fine as I think you are without the hat. You know what I'm saying? And then I've seen some men take out the hat and they got funny shaped heads underneath the hat. Okay. So I was like, take the hat off. He was like, what? I was like, please. I was like, take the hat off. When he popped off the hat, he still had a good hairline. He had a weird shaped head. He was still fine. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, you can have my number. So then later on that night, he had called me and we're just chit-chatting or whatever. And he was like, well, I already know that you got plans tomorrow, but let's go out on a date on Monday or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, well, where do you want to go? And I was like, where do you want to eat? Lady, side note, if a man asks you where you want to go, you ask him what he wants to eat. Okay, we need to be considerate of one another in the relationship. So he says, where do you want to go? I say, what do you want to eat? He says, I like to eat steak. So I was like, well, do you want lunch or dinner? He was like, either or, I don't care. So then I picked the restaurant based on what he told me he wanted to eat. And that was that. Okay, that was that. No, I didn't play hard to get for what? I don't, all of those games and stuff that people subscribe to, it's very silly. It's very silly. It's very childish. And it to me, it sets up the foundation of having a very hard relationship. Why would you know what I'm saying? When you're thinking about you want to be serious with someone, why would you want them playing games with you? Like, no. So no, he was like, I know you already got plans tomorrow. He's like, let's go out Monday. And I was like, okay. And that was that. Like, stop playing. That's it. I'm not gonna be playing. Oh, I'm busy. I got this and this and that going on. I mean, yeah, I am busy, but if the man is saying he wants to see me, I want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. A lot of the girls that be doing all that extra stuff, it makes me wonder a lot about them. And then if you're a beautiful woman, men are going to approach you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a beautiful woman and you have like warm energy, they're going to approach you. So like, why be nasty? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to talk to them, you just say no, thank you. That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a man asks me out and I'm not into him, oh no, thank you. That's it. That's all. Right, exactly. You testing me, I'm with you, Jennifer. If you testing me, I'm out. For what? For what? For what? What am I doing that for? Absolutely not. I broke up with a guy after years. Finally, 1 month later, met a new man. Instantly claimed. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't let these men block you up energetically. You got to move on. So how was the date with the other guy the following day? Oh, Kamala, we had a nice time. We did. We had a nice. When I tell you, but I already knew. And he was handsome and he was tall. He was dark skinned. He was my type. He had dimples. Like, I definitely have a type. I love dark skinned men with pretty smiles and dimples. Okay, handsome dark skinned man with pretty smile and dimples. I be like, I'm a fold. Okay, so and especially if they can dress nice. Oh my God. But I already knew from his energy, I was like, you are a hot boy, you're a community D. So when I went out on a date with him, I was like, he's something to do. Like, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? In my brain, it was never going to be anything serious. But we had a nice time. He was a gentleman. You know, we went to the car show. Then we went to go, we grabbed like a little snack because he had made us reservations at this place here called Authors or whatever. He made his reservation at Authors. So we went to the car show. We just had a little snack because we didn't want to ruin, you know, our appetite for dinner, you know, just a little to carry us over. Then we went to the play. And then after the play, we went to the steakhouse. You know, and we had a nice day. He ordered a steak. I had a lobster tail, and we shared some broccolini and a macaroni or whatever. We chit-chatted for about 30, 40 minutes after, and then, you know, went on home. And I would have gone out on another date with him because he asked me to go out again. Like before I got in the car, he was like, I would like to see you again later this week. And I was like, okay, or whatever, right? Now, then, and I didn't know how the date was going to go, you know what I'm saying, with my now mate. I had no idea, but I went on that date and we had a good time. And this is the thing. I still continue to date other men until he asked me to be his girlfriend. I still kept going on dates with other people. And when he didn't ask me, let me be clear, he didn't ask me to be my girlfriend. He just told me. He just told me. We were out one night and we were like at a pier, like looking over the river on the land or whatever. And he was just like, you know, you mine, right? And I was like, what you mean? He's like, you're mine. Like, we're together. And I was like if somebody asked me if I have a boyfriend, I'm supposed to say yes. He was like, yeah. I was like, you're not going to date anybody else? I'm not going to date anybody else? He was like, yes. I was like, so you're not going to have any other women. It's just me and you. If somebody be like, you got an old man, I'm supposed to say, yeah, I got an old man. He was like, yes. He was like, what is wrong with you? I said, I'm just making sure. So he told me we were together. I clarified and I said, okay. I said, that sounds good. I said, can I have 48 hours? I said, I have a couple of calls I need to make, which that was true because I feel like it's very disrespectful to just ghost someone and not talk back to them. And he said, yeah, that's fair. I have a few calls to make too. So he was still seeing other women as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dating, you weren't committed to one another. And that was it. And then Friday morning he called me. He was like, hey girlfriend. And I was like, oh, it's like, hey boyfriend. And that was it. Then we were together, then we got engaged, then we got married. And like it was just that simple. All of these weird games and stuff that these women are telling y'all to play, I am telling you, you will end up bitter, you will end up lonely, and you will end up with men that do not want to treat you well because let me tell you this, men have intuition. I don't know why women act as if men are not smart and like men don't have emotional intelligence and men don't have intuition. Men do have intuition. A lot of men are very smart and they may not be able to verbalize or, you know, they may have suspicions, you know, about different things with you, but energetically, all of us are putting off different energy. And so literally, if a man feels like you're playing with him, then why would this guy like offer you his best? You know what I'm saying? Like women will get frustrated because the man is not offering his best, but if he feels like you're playing with him, why in the world would that man give you his best? If this man knows that you're not really that busy, when you're like, I have so much going on in my schedule. We can have a date 3 weeks from now. Okay, well, he gonna meet somebody else between now and those 3 weeks. Okay, and boom, you out of there. Y'all don't want to hear that though. Let me get off of here before somebody come in here and they start calling me a pick-me. Okay, because we have squirreled enough after the class lesson. I just listen to your big cousin Ashley Ann. No, I'm just trying to tell you, there are a lot of y'all that have worked your way. You have game played your way out of really, really solid men. There's a lot of women, they're not getting the treatment that they want because they're playing games. And that man is not going to confront you and say, oh, some of them will, but most of them are not going to confront you and be like, oh, you're playing games, this, that, and the third, but they know it and they feel it. And they're like, oh, she's wasting time. You know what I'm saying? She's a tire kicker. And if it's a man that's handsome, and it's a man that's tall, and it's a man that has money, and he has common sense, and it's a man that like has good relationships with like his family and his friends, like he has something to offer, he has a regimen set up, this man is a homeowner, or you know, he's a rent, he's very stable, he has a retirement, all these other sorts of types of things, You mean to tell me that you think that he's gonna put up with a bunch of games? Yeah, okay, you crazy. The same way, like as a woman, I run a strict program. Those type of men, they run strict programs too. They don't. They're women are throwing themselves at those type of men constantly. And I'm not telling you to throw yourself at him. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is don't be with all of these little weird mind games, okay? Because you think you're doing something, and the only thing you're doing is working your way into being lonely. You said I had the spirit of singleness. I ain't even playing games. I can believe that though, because some people do have the gift of being single. I was single for 7 years and very, very happy and had no intention of, being in a long-term relationship or being married. That wasn't my focus. I was really a woman who was happy being single. I was enjoying my life. I was not like out here like, oh, I'm looking for a husband. Nope. None of that or whatever. But I'm not crazy. Like God sent me the man that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? He sent him to me packaged up in a package that I liked on top of that. So not like, yeah, let's see where this goes. I'm just one of those type of people. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And I was very much in my mind, like, I know what type of man I want. And if I can't get that type of man, I'm fine. I have a very good life. God has blessed me with amazing friends, family. I have good health. I have a lot of money. I have a lot of like really amazing experiences. I got all these things that are going for me. You know what I'm saying? So if a romantic love, as far as like a husband, if God didn't have that for me, I was not upset about it. I wasn't mad at all. I was like, I'm going to have a fabulous, fantastic, great life all the same. But then God was like, boop, here you go. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, that's what I wanted. I was like, oh, I say not I got what I wanted. Why would I be silly and play around with it? That's crazy. That's insanity to me. And also, when I was single and I dated men, if I could figure out by the second date if I wanted to keep that man around or not. I was not the type of girl to drag men around for like free dinners and stuff like that. That's loser behavior, in my opinion. Like I said, let me go before they be out here trying to get my page shut down. That is loser behavior, in my opinion. When women are out here trying to finesse men out of food and finesse them out of bags and all that stuff, she's a bum. That's really how I feel. If that man wants to do those things for you, he wants to give you trips, he wants to buy you properties, he wants to, buy you handbags, he wants to get you jewelry, he wants to take you out. That is phenomenal. But you out here trying to finesse a man, like keeping a man saved in your food, be like, oh, that's dinner boy. Baby, you can't afford groceries? Like, what's going on? What's going on? And typically as a woman, when you have yourself together, men know that. Like I said, men are not stupid. They're running a calculator of how much you cost. And they know if they can afford you or not when they're coming to approach you. So if you're the type of woman and you already carry yourself a certain way, then that man is going to know how he needs to step to you. But you being a woman trying to finesse a man for food or finesse a man for a bag, you're a loser. You're a bum. You said she needs Instacoin. She does need Instacoin. Since you gotta get yourself together. And you're crazy if you don't think that man can feel that you're using him and that you really don't like him. I mean, it's really as simple as treat other people how you want to be treated. If you wouldn't want someone to use you, why would you use them? It's really that simple. A lot of this stuff that y'all be experiencing or having problems with, it literally just boils down to if you treat other people how you want to be treated, you would get better results. And so if you're dating a guy or you go on a couple dates and you don't care for that man, it's okay to just be like, no, thank you. We're not in alignment, and you go your way and he go his. Be respectful. You ain't got to be nasty about it. You don't have to be rude or anything like that. And y'all just go on your separate way. But again, I'm a beautiful woman, so I've never been afraid to detach from a man. I don't have the fear in my head like no one else is gonna want me. What are we talking about? I go outside every day and tons of men are trying to get my attention. They want me whether I'm big Ashley, skinny Ashley, fit Ashley, thin Ashley, thick Ashley, all of in between. They want me however they can get me. And so based on that, I've never been like the type of woman of, oh, I'm just going to hold on to this man because I feel like that's all I can get. Also, I'm the type of woman, I'm very happy with myself. I like myself. I enjoy spending time alone. I like trying to be a better version of myself. And so, if you like yourself, you're not looking for someone always to distract you externally. So I was very fine. Like if I'm by myself, that's okay with me. He says that I'm just saying, like, y'all, when you get to the point as a woman that you really like yourself, you get to the point as a woman that you like have yourself together, I promise you, you will start to feel like women that are out here trying to use men for things, you'll feel like they're bums too. Because I have it myself. So why do I need to use you for it? I'm not finna hang around the guy rubbing on his beer belly so he can buy me a Chanel bag. I buy my own Chanel bag. Now, if I meet a man and that man wants to take me to Chanel because he knows I enjoy Chanel and he wants to give me that out of the goodness of his heart, because he's generous, then yes, I'm going to take the gift. And of course, I'm going to say thank you and be grateful to it. But like, I saw this crazy, I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm going to get out of here. I saw this crazy video clip and there was a woman and she's gone viral. I can't even remember her name. I thought I saved it, but I guess it wasn't meant for me to comment on it because I was like, this is crazy. That she was like, this is how you finesse a man to buy you designer. And she literally came with this whole scheme. She was like, you go out, you rent the handbag. And she's like, and when that man says, oh, I like your bag, or, that's a nice Kelly, that's a nice Birkin, blah, 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 blah. You tell him like, oh, my ex purchased it for me. And then she was like, immediately that man is going to feel like he needs to compete and he's going to go and buy you a bag. Are you a bird brain or no? Dumbest thing I've ever heard before in my life. And let me tell y'all this. Most men do not know designer. Okay. Now, if they're interested in you, they will learn about the things that you're interested in. If they know that you like it, they will go and get it because they know you like it. But most guys are not sitting around like, oh, that's Hermes, that's Dior, that's Prada, that's Sergio Hudson, this is Miu Miu, that's Balmain. Most men are not sitting, you know what I'm saying? Unless they're like into fashion or something, like most men, they have no idea. Most people cannot tell you the difference between a Balmain print and a Versace print. They can't tell you that. They cannot tell the difference. Okay. They just know if you look put together in like a expensive girl, or they know if you look like a Dollar Tree girl. That's it. That's all. That's it. And that's all. I remember girls were freaking out because I was telling them that men purchase properties for me. And they was like, there's no way men are buying houses for you. Yeah, because I like to invest in real estate and I go to auctions for fun. And so again, if that man is interested in getting to know me and he starts to like the things that I like, it's normal for him to purchase me a home, right? Because he knows that's what I like. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not I like that. The week before I got my ring, there's a particular subdivision that I wanted some land in, and 16.69 acres went up for sale. My man went and bought the property for me. You see what I'm saying? He went and dropped $250,000 to get me the riverfront acres. I didn't have to say you need to do this for me or you need to do that or blah, 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 blah. No, he went and did it because that's what I like. I had taken him out there and I was like, this is the lot I like. I was like, this is the land I like. This is what I want to do. These are my future plans, blah, 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 blah. And so he went and got that for me. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have to finesse him into anything. And it was organic because I wasn't pretending to be someone I'm not. One day we were in mid-conversation. This was years ago. And I was just like, I need a mid-length fur, blah, 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 XYZ, such and such and such. And, it was just in conversation. I was like, oh, I'm going here, yada, yada, yada. And for Valentine's Day, he went and booked me an appointment with the furrier, the guy that does all the furs for all of the rappers up in New York. He went and he booked me an appointment with them and he bought me a fox fur. And I get so many compliments on this particular fur all the time. He sure did. He bought me a fur, girl. Bought me a fur. Then we went right on down to the Chanel store because that's what I like. Okay, spoil. And he was like, "Ooh," he's like, "I love you." Even his friends was like, he does not spend money on women like that. But he was doing it for me, not because I was telling him, not because it was a requirement, because he knows that's what I like. You see what I'm saying? The same way I cash out on him because I know that's what he likes. He has a Harley. I'm gonna buy you some stuff for your Harley. You want to see all the pyramids in the world, and you've already been, to these 2 or 3 other countries. Okay, for your birthday trip, I'm gonna ball out on you, and we finna go and we finna see these pyramids, and we're gonna do XYZ element of P. You see what I'm saying? But it's because I know that's what he likes. So if you're really into specific things and a man likes you, he will do things that you like. He will buy you things that you like because he likes you and you don't have to finesse him. So if you're the type of lady that already carries Dior, you already carry, Gucci, whatever, Pucci, all that stuff, if that's what you already have and that's what you're into, that's what he's gonna get for you. The same way if you're a woman, there's this lady I follow, and she loves doing like home renovations. Her husband built her a whole entire barn dominium on their property, bought her a tractor, got her all her shop tools organized, the stuff that she was missing to be able to do what she wanted to do. He went and he bought that. He went and he did all of that for her. Okay, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do those things for her, but it's because that's what she likes. You see what I'm saying? She likes that. So that's why he went and he did that for her. So all this weird stuff, when y'all be seeing these girls online talking about this, how you finesse a man out of food, this how you finesse a man out of a trip, this how you finesse a man out of purse. Babe, I'm telling you, they ain't finessed nothing. They haven't finessed anything. And they don't know. Okay. And the type of men that they're trying to reach are out of reach to them. Stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. You'll have a much happier life. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I need to get over here and I need to do a news update. And then, like I said, I need to record a couple of conversion videos for my educational content for the week. And I got to edit some stuff for one of the hotels that I'm partnered with. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. Y'all do not forget, we have all kinds of workshops and trainings next weekend. So when you go, click the link in my bio, or you can DM me Kingdom Essentials, whichever one makes you feel good, and I will get you the link to the 100K campaign strategy. That webinar is going to be Friday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Sunday is an in-person workshop in DC, and we're going to build out a marketing machine for you. So you have your marketing model for the next 6 to 10 months. Okay. Am I coming back, girl? It depends on if I